Well, gentlemen, we had a gigantic loss in the Destiny community and the world today. Lance Reddick passed away today at the age of 60. They didn't say how or why, but I'm sure the family is wanting to keep it private. But man, I just want to say a few words before we get on with the show tonight. I remember, obviously, we know Lance Reddick through my God, John Wick. I mean, he's an iconic character there, but I actually first knew him from Fringe. I don't know if you guys remember that show a long time ago.
Fringe.
Yeah, that was great.
I mean, he loved the science fiction genre, and he was just so involved with it. And anyway,
he was in The Wire.
I haven't seen The Wire yet. My wife and I are thinking about seeing The Wire because we want to see his work there, you know. But I just wanted to say, I just wanted to just go around the horn here, and everyone might know from watching him or any thoughts about it.
He always seemed like the nicest guy, and boy, he looked great for his age too. So this is sad news, but I don't know. I don't have much else to say other than I hope his family's doing well. That's what I'm thinking about, and we'll remember him. We'll watch some shows. I'm opening a cold one tonight in memory of him, but that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've never met him or anything like that, but I mean, it was always great to see him, like interacting with the community for Destiny. You know, how like he would just like start messing with people and break out into, with Cabal and things like that. The war on Mars. So.
And he loved the game. He would like play it also and talk about it and tweet about it.
Yep, exactly. And then, what was it also? He turned his closet into a sound studio just for the game.
Oh yeah.
During the COVID years. Yeah. So we could do sound bites for Bungie.
Yeah.
Voice lines. I remember someone actually posted and requested if he could read something for his clan or something.
Right.
And he actually returned the video and did it for him. I mean, he just the most generous man. And at least in the Destiny community, he was very generous and loved the fans of the game. And I don't know. I just know he'll be missed. So
good words. Yeah. Beautiful man.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Lance Reddick.
Guardian down.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for spending your time with us today. Welcome to episode 191 of Guardian Downcast, a Destiny podcast. Hey, if you love to play the game Destiny 2, you've come to the right place. We're a couple of gamer dads that have played Destiny since that day one release back in 2014, and we're just as passionate about it today as we were back then. We discuss key topics and news within the gaming community, and we not only seek the stories of Destiny content creators, but we're a podcast that gives a voice to the stories of our Destiny players out there. And in this game, I think it's all about community. We're the show that asks, did you get your raid jacket yet? I'm your host, Todd, the Gator. And my co-host, Hazel, is here as well. Hey, man. How you been this week?
Been pretty good. I knocked out a bunch of stuff in Destiny, actually. I got my hat.
I heard. Yeah, you're Hatzelnut tonight.
I am. Aside from that, I went into the raid 3 times, came away with 1 clear.
Yeah, we'll talk about that tonight.
And, got a lot of stuff done there. Even managed to get in some work this week. So
very nice.
What about you?
Yeah, it's, I wish I could say it was a better week. I've been sick most of this week. In fact, I didn't even know if I'd have a voice tonight. You can tell it's probably a little lower than usual, but, I'm about 85% today, so it's looking good. I've been putting my time in on Destiny as well. We'll get into what we've been doing through the week here in a little bit. But I wanted to introduce a returning guest of the show tonight. He's one of our Owl Sector Alliance fellow podcast members. He is 1/3 of the Guardian Hub podcast. I think you guys know that podcast. And what I would call one of our raid gurus is Mr. Kingsleymac. How you doing tonight, Kingsley?
Hello. How you guys doing? Hatzelnut and Sick Gator.
Yes. Hey, what the heck is... Someone just delivered Blue Moon to my door. Did you have something to do with that? What the heck? I got a 6-pack of Blue Moon in my front door here. What is going on?
Are you even concerned? Like, how do I even know your address?
I have no clue. Probably because I mailed you some merch. I don't know. Anybody can find your address if they wanted to bad enough.
Well, but I didn't have to try too hard.
No, you don't.
No, I didn't do any hacking or like weird searching. Anyways, but that's not what's important. You got your delivery?
I did. I got a 6-pack of Blue Moon here on the floor. Yeah. Yeah.
No, this is so novel, by the way. You can't do deliveries of alcohol in Utah, so I thought this would be super fun to deliver to a friend of mine in Florida because you can't do that in Utah.
It was so cool. I told I was just like a little, I don't know, he was a teenage kid. He must have been like 18, maybe not even 18. And he had to take a picture of my ID because I guess it's alcohol. They have to card you or at least show proof that you're giving it to someone who's an adult. But I said, a guy from Utah just ordered this just now. And he's like, "Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great."
And he's like, "Yeah, I don't care."
Yeah.
He's like, "Are you going to give me a tip?"
Delivery.
I gave him a tip.
What? I gave him the tip.
No, he got an extra tip. I didn't care.
All right.
I bet he did.
So was that wild? I mean, okay. First of all, I want to thank you, Gator, because this is like I owe you so much more. But when you guys came out to Utah, you so graciously paid a meal for us.
Dude,
remember that
goes without saying, man. No, you were hosting us. You gave us some great information. I mean, you told us about Bryce Canyon, and I'll tell you what, Bryce was the highlight of our trip. And we went
worth at least $2, right?
Yeah, at least a couple bucks, yeah. And a map. No, man, I will never forget that trip. That was a highlight. That was definitely a memorable trip. So,
yeah, no, but I was thinking the other day, it was funny, and I was like, I didn't feel like super compelled, but I'm like, yeah, what's something cool that I could just get you? And I was like, and it was getting last minute, and I kept forgetting. I'm like, okay, good. You can still do like Uber Eats deliveries last minute. And then I remembered you like Blue Moon. Yeah. At least you talked about that. So I'm like, I'm going to try this and see how it works. So,
what did you use, by the way? Was that Uber Eats?
It was Uber Eats.
Because it was from 7-Eleven. I was like, okay, did 7-Eleven deliver? I didn't even know they delivered.
No, yeah. So if you pick alcohol, there's a few places it can come from. And 7-Eleven was just one of the quickest, cheapest ways, I guess.
That was so cool.
Get it to you. Yeah.
I was like, am I going to get swatted? I'm like, what's going on?
Little shout out to Generous Gator. I just want to say, Gator, you're the nicest guy. Even though we have our little feuds on Discord at times on strong opinions and stuff, it was so fun meeting you in person. Absolutely. And you're the nicest guy for sure.
Thank you, man. That means a lot. It really does. I mean, I'm probably a dick to some people out there. I'm sorry if I am, but I try to be nice to everyone. I said it out there.
You didn't have shut up, Kingsley.
You didn't have to.
Don't build him up.
You didn't have to lead into that, Hazel. Jeez.
What? Sorry. Something in my throat.
No.
Damn,
that was really a treat though, man. I had no clue. So yeah, I was like, what are you up to, Kingsley? I was like, did you check your door? I'm like, what? Check my door. And sure enough, my Nest goes off. I'm like, what the heck? How does he know? How are you going to deliver something right at this time? And apparently, wow, good on you, Uber Eats. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? Technology's so awesome. Well, welcome, man. It's going to be a great show tonight. Here's what we have lined up tonight. All three of us here are going to go over what our week 3 impressions are and what we did in the game in Destiny 2 Season of Defiance. And we're also going to go over our impressions of the new Root of Nightmares raid. We all actually ran the raid last night and got a clear. Now that contest mode is off. We're going to test Kingsleymac Twitch reflexes in our new and further improved Speedrun 3.0. Hazel's going to go over this week at Bungie for the 3rd week of Season of Defiance. We're going to answer your questions from our speak pipes and our Discord questions for the show channel as usual. And boy, we have a lot for Kingsley tonight. Uncle Scumdeath is back again with another Scumdeath's Corner. All right, it's another jam-packed night. So let's roll. Hey, thanks for listening to Guardian Downcast. You can find us on Twitter at Guardian_D_cast.
Or you can find us on our Instagram at Guardian_Down_cast and see what picks our weekly guests want to share with you. Or, you know what? Just visit our website at GuardianDowncast.com for all of our contact information and where else you can find us to play any past episodes you like in any order you like. right from your browser.
Man, don't or me. Hey, Guardians, while you're at it, follow our Guardian Downcast show playlist. We have it on Spotify and Apple Music. We post these links in our show description every week. So check us out. And later, Guardian.
Toddles.
Oh, come on, man. Not the toddles again.
What's wrong with the toddles?
Nothing, I guess.
Yeah, if you don't like it, you can always edit it out.
Yeah, I'll edit it. Okay. Well, Kingsley, I know it's been a little bit a while since you've been on our show, but how you been, man? What's up in your life right now?
I'm great. Just funny. I'm going to weather here. I mean, we're just getting ready for the winter to be done. But work is great. I love my job still. I can do more and more remotely. I can just sit in front of a control panel on my computer and just pop out applications to all my customers or run security updates on their computers. And used to be I would drive around from this customer to that customer, and so many things are automated now. So life is good. The new expansion's out in Destiny. I don't have too much to complain about.
Very nice, man. Very nice.
51 degrees outside right now.
51. It is 74. It has just been, today was gorgeous. It was 79, a slight breeze, gorgeous skies, great weather. Sorry, man. It was nice today. I was working in it too. And these are the days I don't mind working outside. But, what is in an Ohio Hasselnut?
It's a nice, balmy 34 degrees right now.
Was it sunny today?
No.
Yeah, I heard there was a storm running through up there.
No, it's just cloudy. That's it's always cloudy.
Ugh. Yeah.
Unless it's summer, and then it's like 140 degrees. And
ugh. Yeah. Well, let's go around the horn here and talk about what we've been doing in Destiny this week. Do you want to get started, Hazel? What you've been working on this week? We'll go around the horn here.
Yeah. So, I did the Spire of Stars, and I got my precious hat.
Yes, you did.
And,
Wait,
yeah, my precious hat.
What'd you call that? No, before that.
Spire of Stars. I meant, Spire of the Watcher. Yeah. Sorry. That's a deep cut right there for.
It is.
It's weird to say that.
I want to do that. How did you get into it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Damn. Now I feel sad now. So yeah, I did that with, actually it was Trash Panda and Coochie Mullet. So who's just Mullet now? Cause I tried to find Coochie Mullet in there to give him a shout out, and, he wasn't there. So I was like, what the hell is he? He's just Mullet. So,
yeah.
So he lost the Coochie. But besides that, I hopped into the raid. I did find something out.
What's that?
For the deep sight weapons now, you don't even have to use them. You can go ahead and just pull the deep sight from it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can.
Wasn't it already like that?
No, you had to get like 40 kills with it to unlock it.
Yeah.
Now you can just unlock it.
Oh, well, you can dismantle them. That's what I would do. Is just dismantle
you don't.
No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You just
you're
extract
right.
it.
So I mean, I still dismantle a lot because if it's not a role that I want, then why not?
Of course. But yeah.
Thank you for reminding me. You don't have to dismantle.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be a hoarder like Gator.
Huh?
What?
That's no.
Yeah. And then I hopped into the raid with Mr. Kingsleymac and his crew. I unfortunately had to leave because my wife was not feeling well and I had to feed the kid. So I had to bounce out, and then they did it for another 4 hours after I left.
Oof.
We got it done.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Sorry, you couldn't be there for day, what do you call it? Day 3 or day 0
3.
non-contest?
Yeah, exactly. Week one. So, but then I hopped back in with Bell and Danger and a bunch of other people, and we made it to, what's his name? Nezzy. But we just couldn't get it done. We ran out of time, basically. So that was on Monday. And then I met up with some fine gentlemen, and we knocked it out again. All the way.
Yeah, we'll talk about that because I wanted to spend some time on all of our impressions of the raid. But Anything else you want to mention for this week?
What the hell's my power? I'm at like 1794, maybe 95.
Let's see where I'm at here. Yeah,
I'm still at level 6.
I'm at 1805/8. 1800.
1800.
So,
Mhm.
how do I get lucky? I mean, I know I raid a little bit more than you guys, but I haven't been doing the old raids really since the season started, maybe once or twice. And then, anyways, I'm 1810 with Artifact, and I figured Gator would be higher because you're all about the bounties and the Artifact more than me.
Well, yeah. I'm plus 11 on my Artifact.
Let me see. I think I'm only like plus 9, but I guess here's the thing. I was talking to people. I'm always lucky with leveling up. I never do the, oh yeah, optimize, go to the one character, then the second, and the third. I'm like, no, dog, I don't have time for that. So I don't know if I'm lucky or I play smart, but leveling up is never a hard thing for me. I always seem to level up pretty quickly. And
that's good.
I don't know. I'm 1810, but I did get to Guardian rank 7.
I know. I saw you and Mo both got it. Yeah.
What was the hardest part?
The accommodations.
Yeah.
Until of course, they brought that down.
Were you level 7 before they brought it down or after?
Right about the same time. It was about that day. It was kind of, at first I thought the hardest part would be getting to base level 1800, but then it kind of just came quicker than I thought. So once I was pretty much there, I'm like, oh shit, I got to do the rest. I had done the other thing that I thought was going to be the hardest because, these lost sectors are 1830. So
yeah.
I was thinking ahead of time and waiting for the easy Europa one to come around with the frames that help you shoot, the little helper dudes.
Right.
And that one is a super easy one to run flawless, even if you're like 1780 or 90. So I got that one done flawless. I banged it out a couple other times. I didn't feel like doing it 5 times because, you got to do 5. And then I just did a couple other lost sectors after that. So I thought at first it was going to be the 1800 requirement. And then I thought it was going to be the lost sector. But if they hadn't brought down the accommodation thing, it would have been accommodations. And I do have to admit, because the day before they announced that, in preparation, a couple of us did go into the Wellspring to do the cheese for a bit because we're like, we might as well, set that up a little bit higher for now so we'll be ahead of the game. And it's just a shame that we had to do that. And then Bungie realized that, yeah, it's stupid having it that high. And then the next day they announced they were lowering it.
Yeah. Well, I did see that one other way you can, not really a cheese, but something that people don't know is that you can actually give accommodations to the other team in PvP. So there's a nice way to drop 11.
Okay. Well, I have not hopped into PvP once this season yet.
Yep. Neither have I.
That's good to know.
Yeah. So there's a neat little cheese-ish kind of thing for you.
Yeah.
Well, I've been slowly, I've been just focused on getting all of my fragments done for my Warlock on Strand. And I've just been going to Neomuna and just doing terminal overloads and farming the heroic heroic patrol. And I just finished the Stardust part of campaign. I guess there's 2 others I got to get done here still, but I'm a little behind in that. But I've been pretty busy this week. I've been playing about probably 2 to 3 hours a day, maybe. I know it's unlike me, but I've been kind of putting in a little less time that last week, but I've just been really focused on unlocking those fragments. I want that damn sidearm. I really been working on that. I want to unlock that. And Fluffy's been telling me how great a sidearm it is. And you know me, man, I love my sidearms. So that's been my main focus right now, is getting that done. I haven't really done anything on my other characters. I ran them both through the normal campaign. So they're at like 1775, 1780. They're not quite as high as my Warlock, but at least they're up there where they need to be. But other than that, that's been me for the week. And, it's,
can I say something
about
the campaign?
Go ahead. Absolutely.
Appropriate. Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
Just because it's still kind of an apropos subject, even though we mostly all talked about it the week before and before that. But I'm really glad. My strategy, and I did this on Witch Queen also, and I do think everyone should do the legendary campaign, but my attitude's always been run the normal campaign first, just to pump it out.
Right.
And then do legendary after. And I feel like I was a little more vindicated this time around because there's a lot of people like, dude, just do the legendary one first, you know? But see, here's the thing, like, regardless of even how the story flowed this time, right, Hazel? But even before with like Witch Queen and stuff, I just want to see all the stuff quickly. I'm so excited to see it all. And I know I'm going to want to replay the campaign anyways. So that's my little 2 cents for like, consider running it on normal first and then do it legend right after.
Yeah, I did the opposite. I got shamed into running it on legend because last time I ran it on normal first and everyone let me know about it. But I'm actually glad I ran it on legend first because, I had so much fun running on legend. It was just the right amount of challenge, but not overbearingly where you were spending an hour trying to eliminate a boss. But it was just enough where you got killed a few times and you were coming back like, oh yeah, okay, now I know what I need to do. Now I'm going to do it this way and you knock it out. So I'm trying to compare it to Witch Queen's campaign. I know it's been a while since we played the Witch Queen campaign, but it just seemed more fun to play. Maybe it's a little more difficult on this season's campaign than Witch Queen. Witch Queen was hard, but it wasn't overly hard. I mean, you could muscle your way through a lot of that. But yeah, and once you run it through on normal, you definitely are paying more attention to the story and, it's much, much more relaxing once you do it that way. I forgot how long that last mission is, man. With, when Kaido's sending you were blowing up the tanks and it's like a ground war. And then finally you get to the last part, but, I forgot how long that was. That's crazy long.
Well, Witch Queen was too, remember?
Yeah.
And then you're in the Ascendant area for a while.
That's
and then you
right.
went back to her final boss room, which
that
was
battle
outside.
took forever.
I was like, man, how many more spins around this place are we doing this,
Oh man, I thought the last mission for like the current one with Callus was like super short actually compared to it all. Well, yeah, because you just had the ground war thing.
Yeah, that's true.
And then after that, you were basically just done. I mean, you were battling Callus.
Yeah, that's true.
But one thing I would say though about the whole campaign, how you guys were talking about that, what I would say would be do it first on like your main character as on Legend.
Mm-hmm.
That way, all your drops for your other classes are 1770 or around 1770.
Right. I didn't have any problem on my second run through. I got up to power really quick because my weapons are already powerful.
Yeah. So then you do it on your other two characters. If you run 3 characters, that is, on normal after that. And then you can go back through and do it. I mean, you get 1 chest then. And then when you go back and you do it again, then you're going to get on Legend. So basically you're running it like, both times on your other characters and then on Legend afterwards. And you're getting an extra chest then too.
Well, here's the other thing too, Hazel, is how they want you to, absorb the strand so you can get the super reload, super fast recharge rate strand. You can, if you already have strand unlocked, you can just go in there, just use strand and just keep unlocking, just getting strand kills and start getting the little triangles to drop. And you can gather up, your currency that way as well and not ever have to worry about the strand part. But I can't remember. No, I could run it through without it. So.
Yeah, I'm sitting on like 800 of those strand meditations.
Nice.
And I'm like, I don't know what I want to use them on.
Really?
I mean, yeah.
You've already unlocked all the fragments on your other characters?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're
my Hunter, I've got a couple there, like a couple of the main ones.
I have one
and
left.
My Titan, I've got a couple of the main ones there too. So I'm kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I might just sit on them. And I mean, I don't want to waste them on my Warlock.
It's just fun because I can me, man, I love running around the worlds and doing patrols and just messing around the world. And I just have been practicing using my strand and I have all kinds of different strand setups now, not just the grapple. I have the minions build too, which I gotta admit is my favorite. They're like 8 minions I can send out. It's just nuts. But, yeah, I mean, and they just pounce on the enemy, man. They are aggressive. But, I've been farming the heroic patrols to try to get the red bars. Someone put a video out how they got all their red bars and crafted all the world weapons like within 8 hours. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be that crazy. I'm not going to be that crazy, but I'll work at it little by little. And as you're getting the currencies, in Neomuna, you get 2 of them sometimes, because you're using it on that world. But, it's great because if you get a red bar, great. If not, you just go back and start it again. And, I just love the 2 lost sectors. They're a lot of fun too. The, hydroponic station. And then of course the triple game room.
That's where you get your weed from, right? That one? That lost sector?
What are you talking
That's
about?
why you're in lost sector so long.
No.
I know it.
Are you lost?
Well, what are you talking about?
He's growing his plants down there.
What is this weed you're talking about? I kill weeds in the lawn. That's what you're talking about?
It's the marijuana. I believe that's how
the devil's lettuce.
That's your generation. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that's what your generation calls it.
You see Gator just like tending the plants down there.
These were only real, man. These were only real. Would it be awesome? God,
it'd be so cool.
It'd be so sweet, man. I have a friend in real life who is, he is all peace and love, man. He's much older than me, but he's one of our group of friends, and he's big time. He's big time, man. I'm sure he deals. I wouldn't doubt it. But,
he does.
Oh yeah. He's got all kinds of like dead memorabilia and just crazy stuff. But yeah, it's been fun. There's so much to do still, man. I mean, here we are in week 3 and I've still not even got half of what I need to do on Neomuna yet. I just turned in the one, memorial, whatever the server, I guess they call them now. I just built the first server. So now I'm going around again to get the second one done. Cause I want to get the, I guess the exotic from, I can't remember the name of the being that's handling all of those missions. I'm not in the game. I can't tell you who it is, but.
Fuck are you talking about?
Did you do the machine gun one yet where it brings you into the garden raid?
No, I haven't.
Oh, God.
No. What is that one called?
You're so behind. So much.
I'm way behind. I'm way behind, man. Now, no, I tell you what I did do this week. I'm so proud of myself. I did the Vexcalibur solo. That was a pain in the butt, man. Especially toward the end. Have you guys done that yet? The Vexcalibur quest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I haven't done that yet, Keeler.
That was fun, man. That was a nasty fight, especially at the end. And you're getting slayed at the end there. And I won't give away too much, but you have to escape down into a pit somewhere without dying. And oh my God, I reloaded so many times into that trying to get that done, but I was so happy when I got it done. So now I'm working on I guess there's 3 catalysts for it. I'm working on my second one for that.
No. Stop working on the catalyst and do the machine gun quest.
Machine gun quest. What are we talking about? Oh, no. I got that. No, I got that a long time ago. I got that actually on week, I jumped on that right away because, it came available after you did the campaign. And I was like, oh yeah, I've heard good things about this machine gun. Yeah. And it's a fun machine gun.
The garden raid, that was fun.
Yeah.
Go backwards and yep. Okay.
And they actually talk about Rohan in that. It's too bad it's after he's already dead, but spoiler alert. But yeah, it was kind of weird. They're talking about him after the fact. It would have been nice to include in the campaign somewhere, but oh well.
Nah.
Yeah, whatever. I have a question for you guys. They really haven't done much to strikes. I mean, other than that, adding a few battlegrounds in there on the playlist. Do you think, and this came up, I think it was one YouTuber talked about this week. It might have even been Dado. I don't remember, but he says he really didn't care about, I don't know if he said this or somebody said this. Don't quote me on it, but so he didn't really care if they did anything with strikes anymore because he thought that strikes really weren't the focus anymore. They used to be the touchstone of the game, but now they have so many side missions and stuff that we're doing in the season and in the full expansion itself, that the strikes are kind of an afterthought now. Do you guys agree with that? Or do you think strikes are still an integral part of the game?
Well, they actually did do a bit, but it's not. The thing that's interesting about how this is playing out is, for multiple reasons, there's not any point to go on the strike playlist because you can get all your pinnacles doing the nightfall. Mm-hmm. And so I actually like this because the nightfalls, they've made a little bit harder. Even the base level was harder than it was last season. Mm-hmm. And that way you can just know the one you're getting for that week and run it 3 times if you need. Mm-hmm. And then have everything checked off. You have your nightfall checked off. You have your score checked off. And you have your Vanguard playlist amount checked off because you don't have to do strikes also. It'll count that off if you do
Oh,
strike or
that's
nightfall.
right. That's
so you
right.
just do nightfall.
Now, let me ask you, Kingsley, do you run it as a group, a 3, or do you just run it solo?
The Nightfall?
No, I don't.
The
know.
Nightfalls.
Yeah, I just do the hero.
The
It's more
heroic.
fun.
The heroic
having other
one?
people
Oh, where it's
there. Just get it
matchmaking.
done.
Got you.
Or heroic, yeah, just get it.
I just didn't know if
Yeah.
you're bringing a group in or you're just matchmaking with the public.
Yeah,
I'm
no, that's the way to
matchmaking
do
with
it.
the
You do too?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't run.
Dude,
I'll
do you
admit,
do this shit
dude,
solo?
dude. Sometimes I do. I run Nightfall sometimes solo.
We'll try it now, but
Yeah,
no.
Is what
I
I'm
haven't.
saying.
I haven't even touched strikes. That's the reason I was asking, because I haven't even touched the strike playlist.
Dude, come on, man. Break out of your antisocial bubble and just fucking get a team. Dude.
Whatever.
Do it with some
But also-
blueberries. I swear to
Yeah.
God, man.
I've run a ton of battlegrounds with the public, and I got my first shaft this week. Someone, I sat there and I said, you know what? I'm not giving anybody an accommodation until I get one first, because,
What a bitch.
son of a bitch, I won't put one out. Well,
Don't do that guy.
no, I finally said, screw it. I just gave everyone accommodation, and sure as shit, I
because
didn't
you
get one.
should.
I didn't get one from one guy, and he just left.
Okay. Here's no. That's the wrong.
What is up with that shit?
You don't understand what's happening. Here's what's happening is there's still a lot of people that aren't used to it yet.
Right.
You want to give that accommodation as quickly as possible, because
Yes.
then they'll get a pop up on their screen and like, oh shit, what's this? And then they'll do it. I don't think they're doing it to shaft you necessarily.
You don't think
They
so?
Just don't think
Just
about
don't
it.
care about it. I mean, I heard in Crucible that
no.
nobody has given accommodations in Crucible, even though you can.
Well, maybe, but in strikes, I promise they're not trying to shaft you. So if
Okay.
you do it right away, they may not even be aware, especially if they're just coming back in to the
Okay.
game or whatever. And then they'll be, what's this? And then that'll jumpstart them to hopefully give
All
you
right.
one back in time.
Yeah. Maybe I need to do a video for new players on that. I don't know. We'll see. I'm working on a few ideas.
What pisses me off, guys?
No. It's not. I don't do those videos.
Nobody does accommodations for me.
No, I don't do videos like that. I do helpful videos, not bitch and complain videos. Did you see?
yet.
They have updated 2 strikes too. So it's not
Yeah.
like they haven't done any
Right.
strikes.
I haven't done that.
Have you guys done those?
No, I haven't done them yet.
I have. Yeah. What do you think, Hazel?
Oh man. I mean, I actually kind of like the arms dealer strike.
Yes. Yeah. That one's good with the changes
Yeah.
they made.
Yes, I really kind of like that. And then I'll be honest, you can't fucking burn his ass down now. No,
Really?
and I appreciate that. I mean, as somebody who will go balls to the wall to get the shit done quick, I appreciate it when a boss is not a pushover.
So there's no climbing the chain this time?
No, you can still climb it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't
You
come
just
out.
can't
He does not give a fuck.
insta-melt
He's
him.
like,
Oh.
no. He's like, nah, fam. I'm stuck up here.
Really? Oh,
He's like,
it's
bring your
devious.
ass up to my world."
Devious, Bungie. That's devious. Oh my
That's
god.
not the only change. They've
No.
added
No.
little things earlier too.
Okay.
Yep.
In the strike, they've changed a bit.
All right. I
Yeah,
heard you have
so they
to.
did that.
I heard you have to push a sled along at the beginning of the one on EDZ.
Oh, that one.
Lake
I don't
of
like
Shadows.
the changes they
Lake
made
of
as
Shadows,
much. Yeah.
Yeah, that one, I don't know. I don't know. I don't care for that one too much. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was with it. It just didn't feel right.
No. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. I was just curious. That's why I heard that on YouTube this week, and I was like, I wonder what the guys think about that. All right. Well, good enough. Well, we will be right back after this.
Hey, this is Mr. Monkey, not Killer Monkey, not Monocle Monkey, Mr. Monkey. Get your bounties done. You're listening to Guardian Downcast.
I had the pleasure of raiding with both of you gentlemen yesterday, and we completed the Root of Nightmares raid. And I have to admit, Hazel, you made me do. I had a revelation, because Deepstone Crypt to this day, I still don't know how to do. I don't know how to do half those mechanics, and I wish I would have jumped in and just learned it early. But now that everyone's run it a million times, I'm always left in the dust on that raid. It's probably why it's my least favorite raid. But you actually made me run the beacon, tie in the beacon strings or whatever you call those together in the first. Actually, I did it. I think I did it on most of the raid. I did most of the.
You did it the first encounter,
First,
second
third,
encounter,
and-
and last.
Yeah, in the last one. Yeah.
First, second, and fourth. Yeah.
Yeah. And
You did something all raid. You even did a planet. I was so proud of you.
yeah, I had fun. I'm so glad you pushed me out of my comfort zone to just learn it, because now I'm running another one tomorrow night, and I can't wait to I'll say, dude, I'll run the beacons. I got it. So anyway, everyone else can just worry about doing ad control, or if someone wants to learn it, great, But, man, what a beautiful raid, man. It was my first time through the first encounter, and wow. Well, I mean, we had a really great team. I have to credit our team that we played last night first. Get that out of the way here. Follow the Water is the one that set it up, and I don't think he expected Kingsleymac, Todd the Gator, and the Hazel NT to join his party, but we did, and then we had Nihilus with us, and good old Mohafo joined us all the way across the pond. I don't know how late it must have been with him playing last night, but man, what a great team! Everyone really knew what they were doing, and it just made it such a fun run for me. And what do you guys think? What's your overall? I mean, let's start with we can start the first encounter wherever you guys want to start. Just dive in.
Go ahead, Kingsley.
First encounter, yeah. And it's true, once you learn what we call the fun rolls or the extra credit rolls, you never want to go back to ads because ads is just boring.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed a lot of guys were just sitting around while I was running the things. I'm like, man, I don't want that job. I want to keep busy and run around. And God, it was fun, man.
I wouldn't say we're just sitting around.
No. I mean, I know what you were doing. Yeah.
But yeah. And I always try to tell people this for Last Wish Raid too, in the vault room. It's not that hard to learn it. Once you learn it, it's so much fun. You never want to do the defender position. But anyways, first encounter. Oh, what are the names again? Not that it totally matters. They have weird names like Masochist and Scissoring. No, I'm just kidding.
Scissoring. What?
I lost it when you said that.
But anyways, the first encounter, it's quite easy to do the mechanics. You basically just have a runner that's connecting things, and we don't need to go into all the details. And then if you do it that way, and then you have 5 ad people, and you have to find scions to punch scions, kind of like Leviathan, and you have to kill tormentors quickly to extend a timer, and a lot of ads in the first encounter. It's pretty ad dense, and you need to communicate well with everyone, saying where the tormentors are to take them down quickly, and know where they spawn. Learning ad spawns in this raid is more important than ever, and going fast is more important than ever, which at the very end I want to give my thoughts on the general ease of this raid and what can trip people up.
Sure, absolutely.
Well, there yet, yeah.
Yeah, and the one thing I was running the beacons in the first encounter, and the first 3 rows, through levels, phases, whatever you want to call it, were pretty straightforward and fun to do. But then you get to that last phase, and they start burying them underneath some of the platforms, and you're sitting there searching around, and of course you got, Cabal, giant bosses coming at you and shooting you with the air gun or whatever you call that damn thing. And I was just I was a little discombobulated. In fact, we wiped a couple times because I just couldn't find it in time. By the time I went back to get my buff again and try to find it, you guys would run out of time because I didn't get it done in time. But that last part of that first encounter was the hardest part for me. But once I think we did our 3rd run on it, I was like, okay, just got to slow yourself down and just logically think this out. And once I did that, and I wasn't so panicked, and of course everyone's doing a great job killing ads. It makes everything so easy when I'm just running around. But yeah, what do you think on that first encounter, Hazel?
I thought it did the job really well. I mean, it was just, it introduced the mechanic, which is what pretty much all raids do. Is that first encounter is purely just to introduce the mechanic. And then, I mean, after that, it's basically just going ahead and then they just keep expanding on that. So, yeah. And I do think that, that first encounter, because we're going to, eventually talk about, was this easy? Was that too hard? Right. Things like that. But I think that they did in the first encounter anyway, they traded the difficulty of the enemies for the number of ads.
Right.
Because, I've never seen that many ads in a raid at all.
Yeah, they just keep coming. And you didn't have to deal with any hieroglyphics, no symbols you have to line up or anything. It was just
reading.
That was so refreshing for me because I I get flustered sometimes trying to make sure I remember what the symbol is and to call it out correctly and stuff on the Valve Disciple raid. But this, it was just very like a low key, low stress, just chill encounter.
Yeah, for the most part, there will be some teams that get held up, but yeah, for the most part, I agree.
Okay. And then we go from the first encounter into the second encounter. And was it the pushy things?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not the man cannons. What are we calling
warlock,
these?
The bane of the warlock's existence.
The bane of the warlocks, which I believe I have a way to finally figure it out now.
You have?
Yeah, I was writing some more today earlier, and I think, okay, this may not make sense to anyone who hasn't hopped in yet, but I think the clue is there's no other jump like this anywhere in the game.
Right.
But you have to be your butt against it before you shoot, but also keep pushing backwards when you first shoot it. But then also that'll give you a better arch, but then also about a third of the way out when you're getting close to the top of your arch, single jump. Don't jumble jump. That's so...
That was
always double jump.
Yes, that's what I did.
You have to tell yourself single jump. And
right.
Ironically, if you single jump, it'll keep you going at the height. If you double jump, it'll take you horizontally, and you don't want to go horizontally.
That's what happened. Is I would fall just short of the platform because I double jumped, and I canceled my initial jump, getting a little higher, and then I couldn't recover it. Yeah,
it's still a little janky, but at least when I was trying that today, I was having more like 90% success as opposed to like 60% success.
That's good. Yeah, and the man cannons or whatever they call those things, they weren't very consistent sometimes. Sometimes they shoot you sideways, and I don't know if that's just technique or that's just something in the game that needs to be cleaned up. I don't know.
So anyone who's not aware, we all know what man cannons are, but if you haven't been in the raid, there's like these little catapult pushy things that you stand next to and you shoot this little nut that's in the air, and it pushes you across to the other side of the arena. There's like a big gap in the middle. It's the wildest thing we haven't had anywhere else in the game yet. Yeah,
it was really fun. And, Mo and I both, you have to use two runners on that one because you have dark and then you have light also. You have two, beacons to string together, the dark and light ones, and you have to cross over to conjoin some of them. And, it was a lot of fun.
With 3 levels.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Those things are all over the place too.
And my hardest part was I would get all the beacons connected and then I would be late to the party, or I would jump across when I needed to wait for the rest of the people. And once I figured that out, I was fine. But, it was a little hectic at first, but like I said, once you got a couple runs in, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah. That mechanic, the white mechanic down there, that was, that's a fun one.
Oh my gosh, it is.
You just don't even expect it. And all of a sudden you just
what the hell's going on? Think Indiana Jones or
it
something.
It is crazy. It's crazy. And then from there we go into like a flower, because Hazel kept saying, look up at this bud. I'm like, okay. And the flower actually, like this bud actually opens up. And
look at it. What? A butt?
A bud.
Sorry,
a bud.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. He knows about bud.
Oh God, I knew that was coming. But hey, I looked at it and I said, wait a minute, we got to go way up there. And like, yeah, that's where we're going. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. How are we going to get up there? And of course we figured it out. But, and then once you get inside the flower area, you still have a little bit more mechanics involved. Do you guys want to explain how what is involved there? And there's some voice lines as well as you're going through that area.
He's taunting us the whole time, right?
Yep. He's a peach, Nezzy.
Yeah.
So
he's bugging us.
Mm. Yeah. Exactly. It made kicking his ass so much sweeter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's basically just this is the refuge part you're talking about.
Well, he's stuck in the flower too. You have to do connections. That's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, that's just the same thing as what you did before. So
yeah. Mm. But then the refuge, yep.
Yeah. That refuge was
an
interesting concept.
Yeah. I think in the long run, it just seems like it's going to be a waste of time. I would rather have a fast jumping puzzle where we're like jumping up and around, and once you learn it, you can go faster. But this, well, sure, once you learn it, you can go faster too because you'll have less mess ups. But
you can also skip skip some and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, I don't love it as much as just a legit normal jumping puzzle. Yeah, Brett, tell us what we had to do there, Hazel.
Well, the thing is, though, is that while, it's not your typical jumping puzzle, I mean, that's kind of one of the things that I liked about it was that it was more so, it introduced a new mechanic in the middle of a jumping puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that was like, oh, well, this is interesting.
Yeah, we do use that, of course, for the boss, for Refuge.
Yes.
Yeah, they were introducing the mechanic for something you're going to use later in the raid, yeah.
But did they have to have it for like 10 minutes through this large jumping area?
No, it seemed like it took forever.
Yeah, but again, I mean, it was to introduce a mechanic, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you don't want it to be something that you're going to forget about and be like, oh, well, hey,
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand it. Was it a little long? Oh, hell yeah. But I don't know.
Gator didn't seem to die too much in that area. He was just trucking along.
Well, I didn't even know what was going on. And then I said, okay, it seems like when I get this buff on, when he burps or whatever, he blows up or, whatever his little,
when he puffs out.
Yeah, he puffs his chest, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I felt, okay, I'm immune. I'm immune. Okay. So once I learned that and I started following light to dark, then I realized what was going on. Then I just started looking at the messages in the game and timing in and.
Well, you were like right on my ass at one point.
I was
like, damn, Gator.
I was like, I'm not going to die.
You knew, stay with someone who knows what they're doing.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's what I did.
It's not a bad philosophy. I'll tell you that.
That's what I did. I was like, okay, Hazel's done this before, so I'm going to just stay on him and we'll get through it. And we did eventually. So I don't know. It was, did we get a chest on that one or is that just a connector?
No.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, we got the secret chest.
The bonus chest, right?
The secret, not so secret chest. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And then after we get through that, it's probably my favorite part of the raid is the planets. And I walk in there and all of a sudden I'm thinking of the cutscene where the witness is spreading the planets out in the cutscene where she's traveling through. And I'm like, oh my God, we're at the same place that she was. Whatever. I don't pretend to understand who the witness is, but, man, what a beautiful encounter. And,
yeah, it's fun. Pretty easy, right? Once you get it, right?
Yeah. And how many,
one or two tries?
Kingsley, you and I were paired up on two sets of plate at the bottom, but how many, is it three high? The triangle plates?
No, there's 4 total. So 2 teams.
Okay.
So a top team and a bottom.
Okay.
Team,
so just 2.
Call it.
Okay. All right. So
and then
Mo's
2
up
ad
there.
people or whatever,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then you have center DPS areas, which reminded me kind of the second encounter in Vow of the Disciple. The what do they call that guy? The
Rolk?
No, we have to shoot him in the back to stun him.
Oh, Caretaker.
The Caretaker challenge. It reminded me of that because you're moving from plate to plate, right? And doing DPS. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if we want to explain the whole mechanic or anything, but I'm just giving my overall impressions of what I thought. And Kingsley, you were great about explaining it to me. It took me a couple times for it to sink in, but once I figured it out, I was like, oh man, this is really cool. And then you have to figure out what planets to move where. And once you get that all in sync, then, what happens when you get into sync? I'm trying to remember what happened. Does he get stunned? The champion gets, the boss gets stunned or?
I mean, basically in the long run.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can do DPS on him, but.
It's a little more complicated than that, but yeah, I mean, ultimately it leads to a boss stun.
Right.
And then after that, then it's, damage the boss from 3 plates. That's the part that was like Caretaker.
Like Caretaker, right? Right.
Yeah. So.
And where you started, it was kind of lit up with some light or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Like a light fog or something. But yeah, that was really cool. What did you guys think of that one?
Well, I think it's the sad thing is I think that one will be one of the easier encounters in the long run too, as long as people stay alive. But it's a lot of fun still. It's kind of like a palate cleanser, and it's very visually pleasing. It's just so fun bringing a planet over. It's another one where I would ideally never do just ads because that would be boring compared to the other mechanics.
The puzzle, yeah.
Yeah.
The top plates are even more fun because it's a lot more hectic up there with ads below you, and you have to run around the boss or over the boss. Be really careful because, you know, the bottom plates, we had it easy because the ad people were there also. But, the top plates, you have to be more careful. But I think it's great. I think nothing too complicated, but a fun encounter.
Hazel?
Same thing. I mean, I don't really know what else to say about it. I mean, it was a fun encounter. I mean, I kind of wish that we actually got to pick up the planet and move them.
Right.
Yeah, literally bring it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think that would have been way more fun.
Like driving it with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Hazel, you were with us some in that one on our first try, right? It took us way too long
trying to figure it out.
Yep. Yeah. And I realized after finally, I kept trying to look up the definition of what a planetary attunement was, and all I was finding was like gimmicky, like chakra stuff, like. But then finally, after the raid, I saw a definition way down lower. It's like take within. I'm like, oh dang it! And so it makes more sense then. Like you're taking the first planet within yourself.
Within yourself, yeah.
That's why you're not like moving it literally in the air, and you're going over to the other side and you're aligning it where it should be.
Yeah. I mean, I see it, but I'm just talking about from a really cool perspective.
But they do move, though.
Yeah.
Even if afterwards, of course.
They do.
And even when you move them in the wrong spot, too, they do move, too. Yeah, I'm like, no, Gator, no, don't touch that one, no.
Yeah, you only did that like once.
Yeah, once I figured out you were taking the odd one, for some reason I wasn't listening. I didn't have my listening ears on, as my wife would say. She's a teacher. But I once I figured out what Kingsley was trying to tell me, it went pretty good. You know, the main thing I loved about this, obviously the visual is fantastic. That whole room is just gorgeous. Bravo, Bungie. Fantastic, beautiful artwork. The artisans just did a fantastic job there, but it was a totally different mechanic than anything else in the raid. That's what I liked about it. You weren't stringing anything together. It was all about solving the puzzle.
That was kind of one of my critiques about it. Is
really?
That it didn't fit with anything. It was just like randomly thrown in. Now, it was cool. I mean, for sure, but it just seemed randomly thrown in.
Yeah, some people are speculating. I don't know if I'd go this far, but it's back to that whole conversation of, you know, they extended Lightfall with Final Shape, and maybe this part of the raid was meant to be in a different raid compared to the rest of the raid or something. I don't know.
It depends how you look at it. Yeah.
I could see that.
Well, I liked it. I liked that it was a break from connecting beacons, light and dark beacons together, you know. But and then we finally, after this, going through that one, we get to the final encounter, and it's back to the beacon binding again, except it's light and dark again. So you have to have two runners, one for dark and one for light. I handled the one with light, and I think Nihilus was the one doing the dark one. And we had to, it was a race. We were trying to tie the beacons together as quickly as possible. But then somewhere in the middle, can you guys explain what that was? Somewhere in the middle, I would have to get an empowerment. That goes back to that middle encounter, right? Where the jumping puzzle is. It ties that in.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
exactly.
Here's the funny thing.
Hammer just messaged me.
Stream that I saw a bunch of things. The streamers are like, "Oh, we just brute forced it. We did it fast enough. We didn't have to do the refuge." But that is the thing. Like, you can go fast enough. And in our crew, when we were doing it on day one, we had once or twice where we went fast enough. So
right.
There's a certain amount of time, Gator, but then most crews, unless you're being super, super fast connecting them all, it's kind of safe-ish to stop after about 3 connections, and then you get a refuge, and that's where you do the light to dark or dark to light to get the refuge.
And I heard some of the day one teams were like doing it so quickly that they actually bypassed that part of it. But I was a floofy warlock. There was no way it was going to happen. But I'm running my Titan tomorrow, so hopefully I can do it on my Titan tomorrow. I want to see if it's quicker. I guarantee you. Might use shoulder charge, maybe.
I guarantee you it'll be quicker.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. Because I mean, not only he has this hatred that spews out, that actually just starts ramping you up in the air like the Scions do with that little spell they throw out. Mm-hmm. It was so annoying, man. I'd be like, come on, I've got to get to this platform. And I kept getting knocked in the air and just...
So let me tell you what's happening there. Yeah, so the people in the middle, and there's like 4 ad people, but there's a left lane, right lane, and middle lane. And the 2 middle people are kind of in charge of taking his hatred. But what happens is he starts eyeing on to people ahead of time, and that he does that Voopy thing. Like you thought it was a sign. No, he's using psionic powers to boop you up in the air.
Right.
But what we have to do is wait for his stomach to open up, and then we can get the hatred on us, so he'll stop booping you up. But even if we were to use a sniper or shoot him the second he opens up, he's going to have a little bit of hatred on someone for a bit.
Okay.
There's not much we can do to stop it altogether.
So it's targeted.
But we can usually stop it pretty quickly.
Yes. I thought it was for everybody.
It is. If the longer you wait, he'll look at one person, give him hatred. He'll look at the second, give him hatred.
Oh, really?
So the first phase, it's always easy for us to pop his stomach pretty quickly. And 1, maybe 2 people will get it. But second phase, when after refuge and there's still a lot of ads on the field and he goes back up there, it can be really hard because he'll usually be like turned way right or left, and it's hard to get a scope on his stomach.
Right.
And so then everyone's getting hatred and they're all annoyed, but we just have to shoot his stomach as fast as we can to get him off of you.
So it's kind of like Golgoroth. You're trying to get his gaze, right? I don't know if you already said that or not, but it's kind of like that same mechanic where you're trying to get his gaze. I know. Well, I mean, it doesn't. You want him to focus on you instead of the runners, I guess, is what you're trying to do.
Just
right?
say yes, but
okay,
not really.
All right. Yeah, just like I thought it out. Yeah. Okay. But then once we did that and we connected everything together, then we would go to one. There was a singular plate that we could go to where he wouldn't be able to touch us.
You can go. Yeah, you can go anywhere literally, but that's one of the safer areas.
Yeah, it's really weird. He can never get us on that plate. I don't know if that's a glitch or is that built into the raid, you think?
No, it's not a glitch. There's another plate where you're even safer, but
okay.
Yeah.
But it's probably not worth talking about right now. But,
right. Well, I used my good old Leviathan's breath. I have to admit, when he jumps around on you, it threw me off a little bit versus using and some of you guys were using Thunderlords, which I think were doing a lot more damage.
Rockets are good too.
Yeah, yes. I was having a hard time focusing on him. I would pull it back and hip fire it to him, but then he would jump over me and I'm like, okay, where'd he go? And then I'd have to I'd have to do a weapon cancel and redraw it again, which that definitely hurt my, my overall DPS, but I still put decent numbers up. I was in the millions. But I was definitely not top DPS using Leviathan's breath. It was just using like a machine gun seemed much easier. Because you could just focus all your fire on him while he was there and then stop firing and refocus. What do you guys think about that? Or what did you guys use for DPS?
I've used a couple things over the last few times.
What do you find works the best, Kingsley?
I wouldn't even bother to say yet. I honestly don't know. I want to try a couple other things.
Okay.
Rockets were good, but I would miss 1 or 2 every once in a while. I would try to make sure I don't hit the shot until I know he's actually on the ground and not going to jump up or something. And then Thunderlord was good too. But if we're going to do that, we really need to have Warlocks with Lunafaction boots. Well, a lot of the Warlocks right now that we're running Solar, and I know you like your Void, but all of us, the rest of us right now, Gator, are running Starfire Protocol because that's very hot right now.
Okay, yeah, with the grenades, yeah.
And that's good for DPS too, honestly. But if we want to be a team player and help the rest of the team, we might need to start considering. No, we're running well still, but without Lunafaction boots, everyone doesn't get the fast reloads.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So that's what I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was just using I was just using what I knew, and I use Solar, but I'm curious. One more quick question here for you, Kingsley. How would you think the Anarchy would do on that one? Just curious.
I don't know yet. We do want to give that a try also.
Okay.
When we passed it on the first day, none of us were using Divinity. We were all doing Rockets, and it worked pretty well. Because if you're all running Rockets, you really don't need a Divinity. But if you're doing like machine guns or other things, Divinity's good. And then Anarchy could be good, but I don't know what you would want to pair it with for this encounter. Yeah. Actually, it could be really good because he moves around a lot, but honestly, maybe like a regular fusion, unless we know there's a shotgun that's really good. I have a pretty nasty Deliverance fusion rifle, but
I was thinking like Anarchy and like a sniper and div.
Yeah, sniper. Yeah, only
like
with
a kinetic
right?
sniper. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, an aggressive something, or
Okay.
yeah.
And maybe something else, or maybe a shotgun, or.
I was just curious. I was just asking for a friend. That's all.
Yeah.
But
We don't know yet.
okay.
I think it's so there is a lot of flexibility because here's the thing, he has a joke of a health pool, and once we tune this some more, it'll be an easy 2-phase every time. I don't know if most groups will get it down to a 1-phase, but how we were like just barely having to go into 3rd phase, it's going to be like a 1.5 phase, I think, for most crews pretty quickly.
Yeah. Once we got into sync, man, we were knocking them out pretty quick. So yeah. All right, cool. Anything else you guys want to add as far as the encounters? The last encounter, did I overtalk any of you guys? Doing what you wanted to say about it?
I don't know if Hazel had any other thoughts on the last encounter, and then I want to loop to overall thoughts.
Oh, we're gonna.
of it.
Well, we're gonna.
Overall thoughts are.
Well, let's just go to it then. Let's just go to it then. You want to start out, Kingsley? What are your overall thoughts of the raid? I mean, I'm sure it's what everyone wants to know.
Too early to rank how much I like it. I always like raids when they're new.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing this isn't going to be top couple of my favorite by any means. As far as the ease of it, we heard how, the streamers passed it in 2.5 hours was
right.
the world's first.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing, there's a lot of talk in stream, and those top tier players are really out of touch compared to knowing what an average Destiny player can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
They
Right.
just know their skill levels. It is true that for really good players, and I'd even say middle higher end players, kind of like that range, this raid is a lot easier than other raids. Okay. That is true. 100% true.
Okay.
The mechanics are easier to understand,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to execute them faster than other raids. You have to move really fast when you're connecting those points. You have to kill ads very quick. So if you're still not a super experienced raider, I actually feel like the lower tier players that don't have a lot of experience with raiding, this raid could be just as hard or even harder, ironically.
Really?
Because, yeah, I've already seen some things. And
What makes you think that?
From,
I'm just curious. What makes you think that for the lower tier?
Because if you can't move fast, if you can't kill ads fast,
Right.
if you can't connect things fast,
Okay.
if you can't execute things quickly,
Really?
that's where you're going to get punished in this raid. Even though it's easy to know what to do in theory,
Mm-hmm.
if you can't execute it very quickly, you will have a hard time in this raid.
Now, not to interrupt, but so you're saying that other raids would be more friendly to newer players than this raid?
Oh yeah, like
Really?
No, VOG
Okay.
is for sure easier than this raid.
Yeah.
People were saying this is the easiest raid out there ever.
Mhm.
Blah 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 blah. And there's a lot of raids where if you're messing up or not as fast doing things, other players can
Right.
make up for you. Now the second encounter, and a few other spots, even if you're kind of like messing up or slow to interact, you're still going to be okay. But there's a lot of parts. The end encounter. Even the first encounter, if everyone's not killing ads quickly together, like when the tormentors come out and stuff,
Right.
it can really mess you up. So it's
Okay.
kind of, I don't know if I can explain it well, but yes, it is easier raid, but it's also just you have to execute it well.
Easier, but a
Just
different
my humble
kind.
opinion.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Hazel, pass it to you, man. What do you think overall?
I thought this was a D1 raid.
Hmm.
I mean, it did not have a D2 feel in it at all to me. And what I mean by a D1 raid is that think about like all of them except for Wrath, because I think Wrath was like the beginning of a D2 raid
Mhm.
of their
Uh-huh.
blueprint for that. So, but if you think about it though, I mean, Crota, if you think about Vogue, Kingsfall, it was always one or two people do something
Mhm.
and everybody else just do ads.
Right. You had two
That was
killers that would pretty much
No,
direct.
not even two killers. It was
Just-
just two people doing stuff.
Right. The
Two
mechanic.
people doing a mechanic
Mhm.
or one person doing a mechanic
Mhm.
and everybody else just worked on ads.
That's what I was doing. I mean, on the first encounter, and it took more than one of us in the latter part, but yeah, it was just tying the balls together, and you guys kept everything off me so I could get my job done.
Yeah,
Huh.
that was it. I mean, it was a D1 raid. I mean, a D2 raid to me is one where everybody's involved. And
Like
everybody's
Val
doing
third
something.
encounter.
Well, yeah, exactly. And there was none of that in this raid. Maybe
I mean,
I'll give you
third
the
encounter
planets.
this raid, kind of 4 people are involved, but it's pretty easy.
Ooh,
compared
4
to-
people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but that's the thing though, is that,
Yeah.
I mean, even Deepstone had everybody doing something at some
Yeah,
point.
you did.
I mean, like everybody had a role, it seemed, in Deepstone too. It was like Deepstone was a D2 raid. This is just like copy and paste the D1 raid. So, I mean, as you can tell, I'm sort of disappointed in it. But, I mean, it's not to say it wasn't fun. I mean, it was, but I'd rather do any raid more than this.
Really?
You'd rather do VOG more than this?
Oh my God.
Ooh, okay. Well, shit. All right.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Sorry, don't let my negative attitude of VOG pass off.
No,
on you.
no, you're right. I mean, and again, VOG was a D1 raid. Now
Yeah.
they did, put the D2 spin to it a little bit.
Yeah, not as good as Kingsfall, though. Yeah.
Correct. So,
Yeah.
I mean, but again, it's Bungie's MO though. Bungie's going to go ahead and they're going to be like, hey, let's go ahead and, we're going to do this cool thing and that. And then inevitably it sucks the first time they do it. And then the second time they do it, it's a whole hell of a lot better than the first. So again, yeah, that's my opinion, is that it was okay for a raid. It just, I don't know. I don't like how it's done, basically, you know? I
You
mean,
think everyone should have a role in what to do
yeah,
instead of standing around just killing ads. Yeah.
exactly. To me, ads is not a,
Well, Kingsley
A
just said it. Whoever had ads, it was boring.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, here's my take, and I have to credit Datto a little bit here because I listened to his elitist Datto video he put out, just I think this last week, and I've been kind of just listening to everybody what they've been saying in the community, and this is the part that I really clung to. I think the fact that it is so expensive and takes so much of Destiny's resources to make a raid.
don't give me that shit.
No, I'm telling you, dude. I think what they're doing is I think they're taking a
Don't.
step back. I think they want more than 10% of the population to
Don't.
play raids.
Don't give me that shit.
No, I honestly think that's the truth.
That's going to piss off, the people that raid. Kingsley, how much do you think you're going to be in this thing?
Well, real quick, okay, just to go on Gator's point first, even if they are doing that, which I don't think they are, but I can respect the opinion, Gator.
Well,
but
I'll
even if
explain. I'll
they-
explain why I think that. But go ahead.
Even if they are doing that, it's not going to help. Let's look at the numbers a year from now. Next time you have me on,
Okay.
and see if more
We can do
people
that.
actually ran this raid.
We can do that. Now, the reason I say that, now I'm not just saying this because Datto said it. No, the reason I'm saying this is because let's compare this to last expansion's raid, the Valve Disciple. I know a lot of people who went into Valve Disciple, including myself, which I raid often, and the symbols and the
Do you though?
getting it all
Sorry.
together, making sure I'm on the right totem and not shooting the wrong totem. And then, of course, the ads, in addition to trying to do this all at once. I thought Val was a much more complicated raid than the one we're doing today. And I think here's the reason I think this is a great raid for someone who doesn't raid or wants to get into raiding. I think this is a good starting raid because the mechanics, there's only one mechanic, and that's
No, this is
connecting.
Terrible raid for people to jump into, to me.
Well, I'm curious what you think on that, Hazel. I'm
Well,
kind of
let me-
in between, but I'm a little more in
Well,
Hazel's
let
side,
me explain my point, and then you guys can jump
Yeah.
on me. I think the fact that there's one mechanic, and that's tying the beacons together. And we'll talk about the first encounter here, and the rest just have to memorize where the ads are coming from and just kill. And that's just a matter of repetition. After a couple times doing that, they're going to know where the ads are coming from, and it's easy to repeat. You don't have to think too much. You don't have to worry about adding hieroglyphics together to make sure what feet is or frickin' hole in the heart or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's very, very simple mechanic. You just have to run and connect the balls. And I think the fact that the mechanics in this raid are very simple compared to something like VOW, I think it's easy to repeat.
You've made your point. Yeah. You've made your point.
Okay.
I get it. I understand your point. I do. I really do. I just think it's setting people up for a big misconception when they venture outside of this raid. It's going to be, oh, hey, now you actually have to do stuff. You can't just do ads.
Yeah, but think of this, Hazel.
What, Gator? Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
So that's the thing, though. So, I'm going to kind of call you out here a little bit.
All right, go for it.
So you're one of those people that would have defaulted to doing ads. You even asked to do ads.
Well, mainly, you know why?
Wait,
okay.
Let me listen. Let's listen. So you're one of the people that would default to doing ads. If you would have done that, you would have never learned the mechanics for this raid.
The mechanic. There's only one mechanic.
Yeah, sorry. Whoa. Wow.
Everyone else kills ads.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. Let's yeah.
It was one mechanic. Connect the dots.
Yeah. That's all it is one mechanic.
It's very mechanic-like.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying though, is that when you venture outside of this raid and then you go into any other raid,
I get your point.
And it's going to be a brutal experience. It's going to set people up for this expectation that, oh, well, I can just do ads. And they're going to go into VOW and be like, well, you can do ads, but you're going to have to fucking read this shit too.
Okay. I get you. I get you. I follow you. Before you say something, Kingsley, let me say one thing. Think about this though. You said it yourself. This was very much a Destiny 1 raid. It's very similar to Destiny 1 simplistic raids of Destiny 1 where you sat in one spot and shot this or did that. What if they're going back to a Destiny style raid? Because think about it. That's what we grew up on, man. That's what introduced us to raids.
This is Destiny 2, bro.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is we have the privilege of being able to play those easier raids. 2. And now we've graduated up as we've gotten better at this game. What if someone came in at Forsaken, which we just talked to Hammer. He came in at Forsaken. He never got to experience those raids in Destiny 1. What if he went into this raid?
Why would you want to go down a level and be like, hey, here's this level that you've been accustomed to forever.
No, I think
and then we're going to give you this piece of shit. I'm not saying it's a piece of shit. I'm just saying a lesser quality raid where you can just do ads the entire raid and you don't have to actually do a mechanic.
I understand.
You can go the entire raid and not do a mechanic.
Yeah, but if you're trying to introduce someone into a raid and you don't want them to go, oh my God, hieroglyphics, I'm out. They want people to just be able to ease them into this raid, show them the beauty of the raid, how it's a different world than everywhere else.
Yeah. So I am a little bit in between, but here's the thing you have to remember, Gator. Not everyone thinks the hieroglyphic matching is as hard as you do. Other people have I Sherpa a lot. And other people may pick that up easily, but they have a harder time with spatial awareness in the arena, learning where the ads are spawning. Taking down ads quickly, that's actually a hard thing for a lot of people.
It's two different skill sets. I agree.
Exactly. So that's why don't get just caught up on the hieroglyphics makes a raid hard.
I'm just saying mechanics.
Yeah. But so that's why I'm kind of in between. But raids can be hard for different reasons for different people. But I just don't think you got to look at it long run. We've brought a lot of new people into raids, even like Garden or Last Wish is their first raid. And if you teach it well, and if there are only a couple new people at a time, it's always going to be a good experience. But then you ask those new people a year later when they've done more raids, if you'll ask them, will they like this raid in the long run compared to like Garden or VOW? I'm guessing most people are going to say no. So you can't just think about new player first time, because a new player can have a good experience in any raid, really. And if they don't have a hard time with hieroglyphics like some other people might, then
not only
the main hold up.
Not only
that's one raid that has hieroglyphics.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying though is this raid. Okay, I'm gonna give you a for instance here. Someone who's never raided before, all of a sudden has this role, and they have to be tied in with these other 5 people, and the roles have to fit together and time together precisely in order for the overall mechanic to work. In this raid, they can just help kill ads and look around.
That
I'm not saying it's good or bad, Hazel. I'm just saying for someone who his head's spinning when they come into the raid. It's much simpler to just get the feel, overall flow of the raid versus saying, okay,
Gator,
who screwed up?
Stop.
Who screwed up?
Stop.
Who didn't do their role?
But the people that only ever
Who
focus
does
on
that?
ads never learn the rest of the arena, and then they always are confused and they don't really.
Hey, I'll be the
don't
first to
learn
first to
rating.
say yes to that, because if I would have learned the mechanics early in the raid on the ice planet, I can't remember, Deep Stone Crypt, I would definitely be more comfortable doing that. And I've learned my lesson there. And I'm happy that you guys made me run the mechanic on this raid this time, because now I actually look forward to doing it again. How long it'll last, I don't know.
But you know what, though? You're going to do this again, and you're going to be on ads. And you're going to be like, this is boring as fuck.
But what if a new Raiders coming in and we're letting them do the tie the balls together?
You know what, though? Okay, Gator, I'm going to ask you a question, all right? Okay. Here we go. All right. I'm doing this. Here we go. 1 second. Please hold.
You calling someone?
I'm phoning a friend. No. Okay. Here we go. I feel like I'm missing something here.
Cue elevator music.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, I do have that, actually.
Go. Okay. All right, Gator. So,
Convince me.
convince you that mechanics are a good thing.
No, convince me prove your point that this won't help new players get in and start to raid.
Okay. So, let's take Valve Disciple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the raid that's your bane of your existence and everything else.
I like Val. It's Deepstone is my bane.
But that's self-inflicted. So, I mean, for me, Deepstone is not one of my top raids, but I would put this raid probably maybe the second to the bottom.
Really?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, aside from that.
Yeah, so Val, let's take Val. Okay. When everything clicks, so this is like, so think about it, you go up top, for Rolk. I'm just taking the last encounter because there's other moments in there, like the third encounter.
Sure.
I mean, we can do the third encounter too. So when everything clicks, when everybody does something and they get to that point at the end when they beat the encounter after, for so many attempts of failure and everything else. And then all of a sudden it works. You just have that moment of like, yes, because you've been part of something.
I'm not disagreeing.
Exactly. And part of that is the mechanics, is that you are part of doing something. So you're on Nut, you're on the Blight, you're on the Shield, the Aegis. So, I mean, you're on something, you're doing something, and everybody's involved.
Yeah, follow.
And then you go to this raid where 2 people at most have a role. I'll give you 3 counting Nezzy. Now, I'm not counting the third encounter because that's the anomaly in this.
Mm-hmm.
So for this, I mean, it just seems like people can just camp out. Like, I think a lot of people are going to do this raid to get the clear, and then they're just going to sit back on ads, or they're going to peace out.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think people, when you're thinking about it's good for new players, Gator, I think you're just thinking about people that just want to get a clear, or they just want the weapons and then they don't want to.
No, I think there's
raiding's fun.
Yeah,
but because this is not going to be, I'm curious your opinion too. If you actually run this raid like 20 times by next year or more, I'm curious how you would rate it compared to the other raids, because someone who raids a lot, this isn't going to be one of the better ones long run.
Well,
I don't know,
I will tell you this, after running it one time through, I appreciated how easy it was to get the mechanic down within a couple runs and move on and not get stuck for 5 hours on one Val mechanic because we can't line the totems up because someone doesn't kill their yellow bar, taking night in time. Something's out of sync. So, you know what I'm saying?
Real quick on that. It doesn't have to be 5 hours. I've had this as a big, talking point a long time. If people want to prep raids differently, and shout out to doing the 100 bot. If you don't have 5 hours on these raids, only bring in 1 to 2 to new people at a time, and then it won't take 5 hours.
I mean, we had
like for you, Gator, you had 5 experienced people in there with you.
Right.
That's why it went quick.
And the mechanics were easy to pick up. They were really pretty easy to figure out. Once someone told me 1 time or 2 times, boom, I got it. Let's move on. We're moving on. Let's go. I don't know I can't remember how many times it took me on that first encounter in Val with the totems and stuff, how many times it took me to finally figure out, 1, what the damn characters all meant and what they were. But memorizing that was like a book.
It's so much more rewarding for you.
I'm not disputing that fact. I'm just saying, I know
that's what I'm saying though, is that's what brings people back, that rewarding feeling.
For normal raiders. Yeah, absolutely. But I think
for anybody, Gator, it's human nature. When you get rewarded for something and you feel part of something, you're going to come back and do it more.
Because once you get all the weapons, why would you want to come back, right? Gator's asking, well, I like to come back because I like to Sherpa people and see people learn it.
Sure.
Yeah. You know.
But let's look at the other side of that coin. Yes, it's very rewarding when everyone works together. We're all patting each other on the back. But there's also that other side of the coin where people just can't figure it out. And I've been in those raids. Someone just finally gets frustrated. And I've had several players like this just leave. They just don't say anything. They're just peace out. They just can't take it.
When's the last time that's happened, Gator?
That happened during, I remember it happened during the Vault of Glass back in Destiny 1. We had a couple players who just left.
I'm not talking about that, Gator. I'm talking about so that's the last time that's happened.
A long time ago.
Well, let's keep in mind now. We have a complete community now where we got communication between us. And we have
doesn't even count. Yeah.
I mean, we really can't compare it, but I'm saying is,
my question, Gator, again, is when's the last time that's happened? You said D1.
Well, I remember in Destiny 1, it happened with Vault of Glass several times. Someone just couldn't get the jumping puzzle and they just finally left, you know, and
that's an anomaly. It would happen a lot
but what I'm saying though is there's probably a lot of people who are very intimidated, don't join LFGs because the raids, they look at the streamers playing it and they're like, how are they doing this? What? I don't understand what. Yeah.
All right. But we will teach them.
I don't think we're going to agree on that. You know what though? I think in time we can revisit this and see if who is more correct here, because I think this is a really great raid for a new player.
That raid's the least.
I think it is because I think it's a good first raid for someone who's been staying out of the raiding circles. And I think
if I had my choice of putting a new person out in a raid, I would not pick this.
What would you pick? I'm trying to think about what I'd pick.
Ooh, what's a good raid for a new person? I mean, a part of me would say maybe VOG
or DSC maybe.
But these are Destiny 1 raids. These are exactly the same raids that you said this one is.
No, they've been revamped, Gator.
Yeah, but they're Destiny 1 raids. You said it reminded me of a Destiny 1 raid.
Yes. And can you tell me that Kingsfall reminds you of a D1 raid?
Yeah, hasn't really changed a whole lot. I mean, other than
they did.
Other than the
and the end encounters, and you didn't have to do that in D1.
What's that again?
Remember that in D1? In D1, you only had to have one runner.
Yeah.
At the end. And
it rotated. Well, yeah, it rotates now. And they've had a few little tweaks.
They've changed pretty much. I mean, most of the mechanics.
It's pretty much the same raid, man.
You have to,
but everyone has to do it still.
Everyone has to do something, Gator. Yeah. I mean, maybe War Priest a little bit. You can
that's the least change. Yeah, that's the anomaly there. But definitely, like at the ending part, they made it a lot better where everyone has to do something.
All right. Well, we're just not going to agree tonight because I still believe.
Okay. You think that this raid would be a good one to take a new person into?
I think so because the mechanics are simple. I mean, if I could easily figure out the mechanics, and I'm not the best at figuring out puzzles and connecting the dots and stuff, but this was such an easy mechanic. It would be so easy for just 2 or 3 runs for someone to be able to. I mean, Mr. Monkey on contest mode, by the time we got to the third part of that first encounter, he had it down, man. They were right on cue. They were getting it all down, and that was on contest mode. So he was doing the running part, right?
So it doesn't even matter then.
But where they make the difference though in that first encounter in this new raid is they just flood you with ads. So it's a lot more hectic. So they make up for the fact that you're standing around, yes, but you're going to be busy killing stuff. Otherwise, it'll
One
fail.
last point, and then I'll be quiet on this part. One other different reason why this isn't good, at least right now, for a newer player, is the light level thing. We do have to remember that. I've been seeing.
Was it 1780 the minimum? 1780?
No, it's recommended minimum. Or 1770, but I've been seeing people trying to come in 1760, 1770. I would, if you're a newer player, you can, and we could try to help you and pull you or whatever, but I would recommend most people, we're not trying to gatekeep here, but if you want to feel more confident, try to get like 1780, 90 or 18.
Doesn't this have the variable, like -5 or regardless, like the other stuff?
No.
It's a fixed entry?
Yeah.
There's a regular delta. Okay.
Yep.
You're saying
but
what?
So that's one of the reasons why I wouldn't recommend right now. It's not the best for,
Well, it's brand new too.
Player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Say it again. What's the recommended light level to jump in this raid to be somewhat comfortable?
Let me pull it up. But even what they say, it doesn't matter because it goes up each encounter. So
it's 1780, I think, for the entry is what's
for the
recommended.
entrance, but then it goes up.
Right.
It goes up to 1800 for Nezi.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I would recommend people, if they really want to feel confident, 1790 or higher, which isn't hard to get to. I mean, that's still in powerful cap. So,
and if you were 1780, I think it would just feel like contest mode by the time you got the Nezi. Because, I mean, it's -20 on contest mode,
1780 is rough.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was going to run my Titan at 1780 tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully you can get closer to 1790, but 1780 was.
I'm going to try.
You were feeling it. You were feeling it.
All right.
So
I'll have to see.
Shout out to how the reward system works at the end. I don't know that I really have an opinion one way or the other, but this is good for people that hate RNG. Mm-hmm. They have the new dungeon style system for the exotic that you can complete different triumphs to get an increased chance of getting the exotic.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yep.
And do the challenges rotate week to week, or are they always available?
Well, they're not.
They're available now, aren't they? I mean, because I was noticing that we were seeing.
That's true. We're seeing challenge fail.
We're seeing challenge fail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
We haven't really.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
It might be just like a week 1 thing or a week 2 thing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think it was in the second one is where I saw that challenge failed. The second encounter. Okay. All right, boys. Well, I mean, we'll have to revisit this because I still think the fact the mechanics are real simple. I think it makes it easy to teach.
If you raid more, it's a plus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean,
that's all I care.
I mean, I'll be honest. I ran a garden with Kingsley and some other people. And I think garden is probably my top 1 or 2 raids now because it was so much fun. I mean, we were rebuilding. I mean, it was to me, that's what raiding should be.
I don't disagree with you there. That's definitely a plus. I'm just saying mechanic wise, the fact the mechanics are so simple in this raid, it might be easier to teach to someone who's never raided before. That's all.
It might be. We can
just
agree on that.
Shoot
doesn't mean it'll be fun.
Well, I mean, but still, let them get the flow of how the raid works, and once they get a few under their belt, then maybe they'll say, "Okay, I want to run the balls this time. I want to run the tethers."
Yeah,
I'm just saying it's just an easier mechanic. That's the reason I come at that. I approach it with that mindset. All right, well, thanks, guys.
And then you put them in vow or or garden.
Well, at least
they'll
know
have to do something, and then they're going to be like, "Oh my god, it sucks."
But told me raids would be easy.
No, it's not that. It's just they'll know the flow of a raid because some people don't even know how a raid even flows.
What are you talking about?
From like encounter to encounter, most people are like playing strikes and Crucible.
Are you high?
Not high. I'm just saying there's a flow to a raid. Raid has several encounters,
dude.
Right.
There's a flow to
Love you, man. We're just having fun.
Well, I know you are. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it at that. All right. Let's let Kingsley have his annual attempt at our good old speedrun 3.0. We'll do that right after this.
Call the Praxic Order. Call the Thanatonauts, the Jinsen Scribes. Call everyone so they can witness you.
All right, listeners. This segment is called the Speedrun. This is where I have a database of over 600 possible questions for our guest. And Mr. Kingsleymac here will have 2 minutes to answer as many as he can. These are short 1 or 2 word answers. And at the end of the year, the guest with the most answered will win a prize and title of 2023 Speedrun Champion. The questions are custom curated by me, so no one can memorize the order. And just quickly answer what comes to mind. Tonight, I'm going to read the questions from my list. Hazel is our timekeeper and quality control expert. In the event of a questionable answer, Hazel's decision will be final. 30 and Still Gaming is still our current leader with 43 questions answered. I have a feeling that's going to get beat tonight. So what do you think, Kingsley? You ready, man?
Let's do it.
2 minutes, Hazel?
There.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Warlock, Titan, or Hunter?
Warlock.
Morning person or night owl?
Night owl.
Void, solar, arc, or stasis?
Void.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Hawaii.
Walmart or Target?
Target.
Have you ever been out of the country?
No.
Fingers for toes or toes for fingers?
Toes for fingers.
Strikes, Crucible, or Gambit?
Strikes.
Are you an AMC Stubbs A-list member?
Nope.
Fettuccine or angel hair?
Angel hair.
If you could choose, who would voice your ghost?
Zavala.
Lime or green apple?
Lime.
Human, awoken, or exo?
Exo.
Do you watch anime?
No.
Is Scumdeath your uncle?
Sometimes.
What's your favorite Destiny planet?
Europa.
Precision shots or spray and pray?
Spray and play.
Taking King or Vault of Glass?
Taking game.
What's the best sandwich?
Cheese?
Name any shader.
Pass.
Is cheesecake the best cake?
Yes.
Ikora Cater Zavala.
Ikora.
Random ass or randomly ask?
Random ass.
What number am I thinking of?
8.
Stay in or go out?
Go out.
What's your favorite word?
Go out.
Destiny's 2 seasonal events, yes or no?
Yes.
Who's going to win the 2023 speedrun?
Sin.
What's the worst job you've ever had?
Retail.
Resolution or frames?
Resolution.
Do you have a tattoo?
Nope.
Water or milk and hot cocoa?
Nope.
Favorite
Hot
drink? Favorite drink?
Soda.
Xenophage or whisper?
Whisper.
Gas, diesel, or electric?
Gas.
Cold pizza, yes or no?
No.
Auto or manual?
Auto.
Vex or Cabal?
Vex.
Cars or trucks?
Cars.
DC or Marvel?
DC.
Carpet or tile?
Tile.
Gold or silver?
Silver.
Hatch, yes or no?
Yes.
Is racing a sport?
Yes.
Cave or treehouse?
Cave.
Mac or PC?
Mac.
Fact or fiction?
Fact.
Light or dark?
Dark.
Nike or Adidas?
Adidas.
Run or walk?
Run.
McDonald's or Taco Bell?
Taco Bell.
College or pro football?
Time.
College.
God bless America. Wow.
I was answering pretty honestly.
Dude, you blew that out of the water. This may
what did I
stand for a long time. Well, that's my job. That's my line. Hold on a second. Gee whiz, he's already asking how he got.
Okay. Sorry.
That was pretty good, man. That was pretty good. Damn. You got to remember.
And I even
passed on
a little in the middle.
He passed on a question, so we can't count that.
I skipped that one.
No,
Okay.
I know. Obviously you can't, but well, I won't give a little secret away, but
Yeah, I know.
it can be a smart thing to do. Yeah.
Well, you'll have your books on tape. You can tell people how to get past it. I don't know.
And I answered cheese because remember I messed up on sandwich last year.
Yes. I was waiting for you to do that again. You didn't.
And
exactly.
Shader, I'm like, I don't have time to think about this.
I know. I knew that would be. I had to throw you a curveball. You know, I did.
You haven't said the rules of change. Maybe next year you won't let people pass, but
well, we didn't mention that, so it just doesn't count. I guess
I'll allow it.
Hazel's a judge, exactly. So, all right, Hazel. Moment of truth. How many did you get?
Okay. So I did adjust for one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually 2, technically.
Mm-hmm.
So 50.
nice.
Very nice, man.
What was the
43 was 30 and Still Gaming. So he's now silver podium finish. And you were gold, sir. Well done. You are our current leader at 50 questions.
You said?
50 questions, yeah.
All right.
Woof. That's going to be tough to beat, man. I have a feeling people are going to be lining up, though, ready to beat it. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm early in the year, so there's plenty of opportunity
Well,
for people to beat it. So.
I figure we throw the gauntlet down, Let's see what people can do here. So, I mean, we have so many more questions to choose from now, so it's a lot harder to know all of them, you know? So, well, good job, man. Good job. I knew you'd do well tonight. I've got a question for all you listeners out there. Do you have a great question for our speedrun segment? If that's a yes, join our Discord and enter them into our Speedrun Question Ideas channel. We've had a lot of entries in there, and we're going to add them to next year's speedrun. Just remember, they need to be yes or no, 1 or 2 word answers. Either or questions will also be accepted. And the only exception I would say is, what's your favorite? That would be a good open-ended question that I would like to hear. And at the end of the year, we're going to have 2 drawings for a $25 gift card of your choice. And you can enter up to 5 questions to go into that very drawing. So we need some creative questions out there. So let's hear them, and good luck. And also, if you're enjoying what you've heard so far in our little show and you know someone who plays Destiny, do us a favor. Share our show with them. All our links are in our show description right down there in our show description notes. And, or send them that link with your share button in whatever app you're using. All right. Sounds good. That means it's time for This Week at Bungie. Hey, Hazel, we need to record another ad, my dude.
Haven't we done enough of these?
Yeah, I know. But we're getting feedback from our community that they're getting old. So come on. Let's just do it real quick.
All right. Do I need to run this by Laz first?
No, we're fine. Hey everyone, we just wanted to let everyone know that if you're looking for a clan, we have a Destiny 2 clan and we invite you all to be a part of it.
All we ask is that you join our Discord community and just enjoy playing the game. We will communicate with you there, and you'll also be assigned a special clan role as well, and a channel.
So look for the invite link in our Discord, in our GDC clan channel, or you can click the link right down there below in our show description.
Yep, our Discord community is pretty awesome, and we have hundreds of active, like-minded Destiny 2 gamers in there. Also, we have a special 100.io bot that can put together groups for whatever you want to get done.
So hit that link, join our community at discord.gg/GuardianDowncast. And if you want to be in our clan, just let one of our mods know, and we'll open the door for you.
All right, enough of this shameless plug. That's it. Cut.
Okay, fine. Jeez. Later, Guardian.
Laz?
No, okay, I'm out. All right, 3rd week of Season of Defiance. What's up with the TWAB this week, Hazel?
All right, so Bruno represented here. And here we are. Okay, Bruno talks about the world's first race. About how, Team Hard in the Paint won the raid race. So, good for them. They beat it in about 2.5 hours. So, yay. I guess that's how to say it. Okay. Sorry, I'm not jealous at all. All right. Then, the Art of Lightfall. So, this here is some interesting things. Regarding the origin art that was originally done for it, and you could see different takes on the Cloud Striders, different takes on a couple things. Neomuna, it used to be like a thing where some of it was the body or the headless people that you see, the bodiless people, I guess you say. In Neomuna, that they actually have a tether to them, to the veil. So I thought that was kind of a cool concept.
Really? Wait a minute. They're tied in with the veil? I never knew that.
Did you play the campaign?
I learned something every day, I guess. No, I don't remember hearing about that. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go to the veil. Oh, okay.
And the veil looks like a jellyfish.
Yeah, like tendrils, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll go sit over here. Go ahead.
Okay. All right.
We're done. We're out.
yeah, and that's the TWAB.
That's the show.
Okay.
I'm
updates
fading.
to commendations and Guardian ranks. So commendations, they lowered them a shit ton. So, just thank Bungie that they've done this, and then we can move on with our lives. Yay. Good work assistance. So this is basically about the Vexcalibur quest. And this is Bungie's attempt to say, hey, there is a quest out there, so please go do it. And it even gives you like a little tip that you go to the gulch and then you'll see like some little floating squares out there. Mm-hmm. And that's where the stuff is. So there you go.
That was a fun mission, by the way. A lot of fun.
Yep. Okay. The Saint awaits. So Trials is back this weekend. So you can get in there and get some stuff done.
Nah.
Or not.
Sorry. Well, that's right now as of recording, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or is that next?
It's running. No, it's running right now. Yep.
Yep. So there is that. Next week at Reset will be Iron Banana, despite the little tease that they gave us previously.
Yeah.
Hey, Gator, I would like to join an Iron Banner this time. So
hell yeah, dude.
It's been a long time.
Hell yes. There we go.
Why is that?
Just because it's been a long time. No
Did
particular
hell freeze
reason.
over? No, I'm just kidding.
And it's Eruption, right? Oh, no. What is it?
No, it's going to be Control.
Yes. Thank you.
But it's going to switch,
I'm
Gator.
less interested. I think Control's boring.
It's just familiar for me. I like Disruption, though, too. That's a lot of fun.
Gator's just a creature of habit. That's pure and simply, what it is.
Don't change my stuff, man.
See? Creature of habit.
Yeah, it's just been a hot minute. So I kind of just been, and I do want to do more of the seasonal tramps this time around. And of course, Iron Banner is some of them. So, I'll be hopping in and might as well look for a group up. So
nice. Okay, good. Yeah, we're welcome, man. Absolutely. I'll be running several times this next week coming up. So several nights. Yep.
So, it is going to be basically Control the first week. Mm-hmm. And then Eruption. And then I believe after that is going to be the Control one. Or like the Gator's favorite one where you actually have to play an objective to get points.
Oh, it's so stupid. Fortress.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
By the way, I just want to mention two things real quick here, Hazel, before we move on to the next part. The week 6 is not this Tuesday is the Iron Banner. Then we have Trials the next week, and then Iron Banner's back with Eruption that week 6. So it'll be almost back to back minus a week. So just keep that in mind.
Already covered that before.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm just saying Eruption will be fun too. That's a fun game. Oh,
but is that a good thing? I mean, shouldn't it be more space? Because otherwise we're going to be the back half of the season. Like, where's Iron Banner?
No, they just delayed it because of the problems they were having with invisible players in Crucible, and they didn't want to deal with that. That feedback. But I did want to mention just a Crucible tip here. I was watching Cool Guy's new video, and he said that there is a mod on one of the weapons now that has really been buffed. And it is actually available on one of the Iron Banner weapons, the Jorum's Claw, the pulse rifle. It is, well, damn it.
Zen Moment, right?
Zen Moment. Yes. Zen Moment is really kicking butt right now in Crucible. So, and if you put it with some anti-flinch mods, which is either resilience or stability on the weapon or an anti-flinch mod period, that you are just unbeatable almost. You almost can't be flinched. So just want to share that out there.
Nice. I'll pair it with some edibles and
there you go. That's Crucible, not Crucible juice. That's Crucible snacks, right? Mm-hmm. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Got my Zen Moment and my Zen Moment.
There you go. 2 Zen Moments. I mean, you can't beat that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Hazel. I just want to mention that.
I applaud that.
Okay. Oh, God. All right.
So not that anybody cares, but Jorum's Claw is a pulse rifle. It's coming out, and Bite of the Fox for Iron Banner as well. There we go. All right. Shit's broken. Yep, shit's
there it is.
Just broken. Yeah,
a lot of stuff.
It's out there, All right. Twitch drops. Nah, I found that some people are unable to unlock the EDZ. I was like, wow, that's some shit right there. So
the EDZ?
Yeah. The fucking EDZ.
What the hell?
Yeah. That's some serious shit's broken right there.
What the hell? Okay.
So There we go. Okay, yeah. And there's a bunch of other shit that's broken. But some of it doesn't really matter too much. Some of it's just sort of, minor stuff unless it happens to you, and then in which case it's a major thing. So, if it happens to you, I'm sorry, and let Bungie know in the forums. Okay, then we have art, movies, and that is your TWAB from Bruno.
All right. Shit's broken. Get it fixed, Bungie. All right. Thanks, Hazel. All right. Good. It's time. We got lots of time now for questions from our community, and we'll do that right after this. Hey, Guardians, would you like to send a question for the show to us? There's 4 ways to do it.
Join our Discord server. There's a link in our show notes. We have all kinds of Guardians here, from new lights to the dedicated hardcore gamers, and you can just lurk and hang out or jump right in and talk with us. It's up to you. There's also a channel labeled Podcast Questions where you can type in your question for the show.
You can email us at guardiandowncast@gmail.com, or we also occasionally tweet about our upcoming show and guest, and you can respond there with your question at Guardian_D_cast is our Twitter handle.
Finally, you can send us a voicemail with your questions at speakpipe.com/GuardianDowncast, and we'll play it live on the show.
Thank you for all you do for our show. And Toddles.
And later, Guardian.
Hey, man. It's in the contract. That's my line.
We'll see about that. Laz?
Oh, no, not Laz again. Our podcast attorney, really? You're going there?
Damn right, man. I pay him just as much as you do. That does sound weird, though. We're both paying him.
Yeah, what the hell? He's double dipping, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is that part of our show where we get our questions from you, our listeners, and we either have these from our Discord channel, questions for the show, and also through our speak pipes. And we're going to start out with a speak pipe tonight, and this is from Mr. Mohafo, and it's directed to Mr. Kingsleymac. So here we go.
All right, this question for Kingsley. Hazel and Gera can chime in. But what are your opinions on the raid? I feel like the Traveler did as a solid, give us a nice aesthetically pleasing raid to look at. So yeah, environment, encounters, mechanics, bosses. Where would you rank that up against other raids? You've probably been asked that already, so if you've already answered it, then it's fine. But, yeah, what are your opinions on it? Because I thought it definitely felt, like as everyone else saying online, it definitely does feel easier. Because I managed to get a day 1 brackets, day 2 clear. So I managed to rock the emblem, but yeah, you could tell when I was raiding, like, of course you'd have your pain points, and if you got stuff wrong, then it'd be a bit of a bummer, but it definitely went by easier than expected. That's all I'll say. But yeah, what are your opinions on it? And yeah, excited to hear what you guys have to say. Goodbye.
Thanks, Mo. We did talk about this, but anything you want to add to that, Kingsley?
Yeah, Mohafo, what I love about the raid is raiding with you again.
I was just going to say that. You beat me to it. It's raiding with you, buddy. He was my old back in Crown of Sorrow. We were raid buddies, man. On that last encounter.
Yeah, you really had to be buddies with a certain person.
For the pot. You had to do the pot or the whatever, the thing at the end. I don't know. You had to get the buff at the same time and pass it on to, puff and pass, man.
Pass the pot.
Gator and his pot.
All right, Hazel, I know we got a ton for Kingsley. Where are we going to start, man?
Yep. Well, we didn't really, I'm curious to see where you would rate it, Kingsley, or where we're rating this.
Well, I kind of said it's too early for me to say. Right now it's solid lower middle to middle. As far as like overall funness, the aestheticness of it, yeah, it's nice, but I don't know. I like a lot of other raids. It's just new. That's why we're like, whoa, aestheticness, but I don't know if it's necessarily that much better than other raids. I really like the planet encounter. I don't know. I can't answer today quickly where I'd rank it within all the raids, but if I'm just giving this a raid like a 1 through 10, right now a 7, and that might change.
What about you, Hazel?
Okay. Well, actually, just for scope here, Kingsley, what would you rate higher? Like,
That's a good
what's
way to put
a
it.
score for a raid that you would rate higher? Like Val or
Yeah, again,
DSC?
with this raid being in the middle-ish or to the lower middle-ish, yeah, Val is definitely like a 9.
Okay.
I'd give Garden a 9.5. DSC is like a 9, maybe an 8.5, depending on the day.
Depending on the crew.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Last Wish, definitely like an 8.5 or so to 8, depending on the day. Yeah, see, Vogue, like a 6.5 or a 6. King's Fall, like an 8, maybe a 7.5. So I know I'm being wishy-washy with some of those numbers, but yeah, I'm just kind of...
No, you're
thinking
fine.
aloud.
because it's an overall read.
I was just wondering, like, you know, where some of the others fell. So
Yeah.
cool. Thank you for that, sir. Myself, Gator, I would probably put. I mean, like I said before, I'd probably put this second from the bottom.
Wow. I mean, it's a novelty right now, right? It's beautiful. It's a new world. It's different. It's just a new area so, I mean, that has an impact on me. But I would definitely, as much as I complain about the Val Disciple, I still consider it a better raid than this one because it did include teamwork. And like you said before, it was nice to work as a team, especially at third encounter, man. That took us so many times to get down, and it's a lot of fun now. But, I'm probably a little more generous just because it's new. So maybe ask us that, in a few weeks.
What? That's not an answer.
What do you mean?
So what do you rate it then?
I give it an 8 out. No, I give it an 8 out of 10. I give it
Solid B?
I give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, I had a lot of, I go by enjoyment. I'm not going to break it down by mechanic. I'm not that stringent about raids. I'm a kind of a, how do I feel after I completed it? And I felt pretty good. I felt pretty good after completing it. I didn't get the weapons I wanted, but that's okay. I'll be okay.
So solid B.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. Yeah. I mean,
Not a B++.
Destiny, Bungie puts so much work into raids. I can't discount what they do. It's just, I don't know. I like it.
It's not about discounting. Like,
It's
work
for
they
me.
put into it.
For me, it's what I play for is to be able to raid. Some people do it for trials, but I do it for raiding. Raiding's the end content for me in Destiny. So it's not GMs. It's raids. Always has been. So.
Vogue, now I'm thinking about it more like a 4 or 5.
We know you hate
Everyone
Vogue.
knows I don't like that.
We
raid.
know you hate that one. I know.
The only reason, like, just pure enjoyment would even be like a 3 or a 4, but I still enjoy running it with people and, maybe teaching them it or something. So,
I mean, it was our very first raid we ran,
well, it wasn't for me, actually. Remember, I'm a Taken
You're
Tot.
Taken
King's Fall
Tot.
was my first.
That's right.
And King's Fall was way better than D1 Vogue. And then even D2 Vogue, I'm like, got bored of it pretty quickly.
Maybe that's where we differ because of the fact that I cut my teeth on Vogue and it was a pain in the ass back in the day.
So it's just the remember berries. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Could
For
be
me, it was Crota. That's where I.
Oh, we
that was
know.
my first raid.
We know that's the one you Sherpa'd the most too.
Well, no, I'm just saying in general, though. Like, that's just.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, good memories.
Yeah. Member berries. Definitely. That plays a factor.
Not for me, but yeah.
Nostalgia plays a part for me. It does.
Yes.
All right. What do we got, Hazel?
Okay. So, average Destiny 2 player. Question for Mr. Mac. Is it the return of the?
Return of the Mac. I know what he meant. Sure, it's a good song, but I've been around forever, so.
Nice.
Real quick, how I picked that name, in case anyone's wondering, hasn't listened to a previous show. I used to be MC Kingsley. Everyone called me McKingsley, like Irish or something.
Yeah.
Hey, it fits today.
And yeah, I know, right? Oh, happy
St. Patty's Day. Exactly.
Yes.
I got my license on St. Patrick's Day in 1994, so you can show you how old I am.
Nice. That's cool.
But yeah, and then I changed, and then my business, I do Mac support, and then everyone was just calling me Kingsley a lot instead of even MC Kingsley. So I'm like, okay, people call me Kingsley anyways, I'm just going to go with Kingsley, but then that was already taken and too boring, and then I added Mac at the end because that was kind of like my business. So, Kingsleymac. Oops.
Did you fall asleep, Hazel? Okay.
Nope.
Oh, I thought I had cut out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I thought you did cut out for a second there. I was like, wait a minute.
No.
Did he cut out? Okay.
Did it sound like I completed
No,
the sentence?
no, you were good.
Okay.
You were good.
Oh, he did? Okay.
I'm just waiting for
Maybe I
Hazel to
cut
pick
out.
the ball back up. There we go.
I'm sorry. I thought maybe I cut out then. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's
So-
pointing at everyone.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay, well, I'll take the blame. Okay. So here we go. Now that we're all back, seemingly. Okay. Octa 6K goes on to ask, question for Mr. Mac. When did you start and what made you stay?
Start playing, I assume he means, or like in the communities.
When did you start breathing and why did you
Yeah,
stay?
when did I? Yeah, I
Why'd you
started
decide to stay?
October 8th, 1977. That's when I started.
There you go.
But I won't tell you my social security number.
All right.
Okay. But
Yeah,
why
I
did
started-
you start to play Destiny? Or when and well, I guess Kingsfall. We already talked about that. But what made you stay?
It pretty much was raiding because, well, what initially got me to stay was I really enjoyed the campaign aspects and how this game was an action RPG. It wasn't just some of the early things I saw of Destiny, and maybe I only saw PvP things or whatever, and I'm like, I'm not interested in this. I'd known about Destiny for a little bit, and then ironically, my wife bought it for me for a Christmas present one year. And when I finally started playing it and really enjoyed the campaigns, the PvE side of it, and how it was an action RPG-ish, light, whatever, that's what got me to stay initially. And then what got me to stay long run was raiding.
Nice.
Have a lot of fun with the raids.
Okay. Question for Kingsley.
Kingsley.
Yes, from Rodimus Prime. He goes on to ask, here we are you going to win this year?
Sure looks
I
pretty good right now.
Yeah. I said Sin will win just to be nice, but maybe I will win. I don't know.
50 is going to be tough.
To be determined.
Let's just say I think that number will hold up for a while. And
That's not the answer you want to hear, Rodimus, I'm
there's
sure.
a lot of year. It's a lot of year left. But still, that's a good number, man.
Yeah, that's the biggest number that I've seen on here. And,
I mean, 30 and Still Gaming had 43, and he held up for, we haven't done it consistently every week because we haven't had guests, but it held up for several months.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see.
If I come back in like 6 years, hopefully it's not like a 10-minute speed run.
No, we're done at
not
2
keep
minutes.
doing that?
No, we're done at 2 minutes. 2 minutes seems to be the perfect amount, so.
I liked it
I
shorter,
don't know.
but
I think
anyways.
it's kind of too long at 2 minutes, but
I just
But
get
it's cool,
entertained.
it's cool.
I'm just entertained.
you're the only one.
I'm like,
Just kidding.
hey,
Well, our listeners, tell
we
us.
got our 30-minute speed run, everyone.
No, listeners, you tell us. Throw it in the feedback channel. And do you think 2 minutes is too long? If it is, we may shorten it next year. We'll see. Or do you like 90 seconds or do you want 60 seconds? We've done them all.
Well, I won't say my opinion here to try to push anyone one
Sway.
way, but maybe I'll write it somewhere at some point in
All
the
right.
channel.
All right.
Yeah.
I got you.
Cool.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. We have a question from the Hat Whisperer, good old Trash Panda. Question for the Mac. Does good gameplay make up for subpar delivery? I wonder what he's talking about.
Yeah. Subpar delivery. Of what?
Destiny 2, yeah.
Yeah, right. Sure.
Sure.
I don't know how to answer that. Oh! I thought he meant gameplay of a player does good. You mean?
I think he means the story, the campaign.
Story. Okay,
That's
I'm
probably
sorry.
referring
I
to.
misunderstood. I'm being dense. Well, here's
Get an edible.
one other thing. I didn't quite say when we were talking back then too. I actually liked the Witch Queen campaign a little bit better than this one. I didn't like how there was I felt like there was 2 or 3 missions in this one that were a little more boring to me than Witch Queen. It was still really, really good, but I had more of an issue with the campaign than the story. The story didn't bother me that much, being left to the cliffhanger. So I will say, to me, the gameplay is a little more important, believe it or not, than the story.
I agree, man.
And it was all really good. I'm just saying, those were my minor qualms.
I mean, the story was iffy. It felt like an end of the Destiny 1 saga. Kind of like, okay, what do we do now? But the gameplay was so fun for me. It made up for it.
Listen to that. More Destiny 1 things, Yeah,
you mentioned it earlier about how this raid was like Destiny 1.
Yeah.
A lot of Destiny 1 talk tonight. A lot of member berries.
They could have made the training missions of Strand just a little bit less in the campaign.
Oh, yes.
And that second mission, if anyone's replayed it yet, it's boring. There's nothing to that second mission.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways. And I didn't feel like there was missions like that in Witch Queen. I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. Everyone else is saying they loved the campaign, but...
Yeah. I don't know. It is what it is. I don't give a shit. So, all right. We'll hit one more here, and then we'll go to...
Yep, I got plenty of speak pipes, yep.
Okay, so... I'm just going to go in order. So, next is going to be from Rodimus. Question for King of Soaking. What's your top 3 raids and bottom 3? I guess that's...
I think we answered that.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom 3, Vogue, and... Well, I mean, what's in the game right now or all together? I would have a different answer. I never liked Scourge of the Past as much as everyone else, so that would... And then maybe this new one. And then top 3... things like Eater of Worlds and Deep Stone and Vow, things like those 3.
Yeah, Eater of Worlds was fun.
Those are good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gator?
All right. I have a question from Thing. Let's see what he has to say.
Hey guys, Thing here. So I just got home from a very long day at my new job, and I'm just doing a lot of training and whatnot. Exhausted. That being said, a week prior, I had quit my old job, and I guess my question for you guys is: have you ever just quit a job because you just absolutely despised it, and it was the right call? Anyways, yeah. Short and sweet. Bye.
Oh, okay. I've got an answer. What about you, Kingsley?
No, I'm too responsible for that. I would be too scared to do something like that. Sure, I've had jobs I haven't liked, but then I found an exit plan pretty quickly and lined up another job first. I get it. I totally get it. And maybe at this point in my life, I would maybe do something differently if I didn't have my own business. But no, I would never even consider that. And so I've never had the opportunity.
Hazel?
I'm trying to think if I ever quit a job. I just stopped showing up one day. Does that count?
Sure.
Is that the new quiet quitting? Never mind.
Oh, fuck off. But that was actually back. I mean, well, I was told that our company was going under. So they were like, you don't have to come in anymore. And I was like, oh, well, okay then. So I just quit showing up.
Okay.
So, but I mean, I don't think I've ever quit like that.
Yeah. Because his was like quitting without having something else in place, right?
Yeah.
His question. Yeah. Just kind of like an immediate quit. I mean,
I was fired before once. So, I mean, I guess that sort of counts, but
yeah. Different.
Yeah.
Gator? I've quit twice in my whole life. I've had several jobs, and there's 2 moments where I quit. The first one, I was working for an auto parts company, and it was so poorly run. The manager sat on the phone and talked to his girlfriend all day, and we were just flooded. It was one of the most popular auto parts places in our Orlando area. And the stress just hit me, and I was like, you know what? I said, dude, we need help. We need help at the counter here. You're the manager. And he'd just go do what you do. I'm good. And I wasn't making anything. I mean, at that time, I was like, you know what? I just came to the decision. There's no reason for me to be miserable. And I said, you know what? I just walked to him afterwards. Once he got off the phone, and I said, you know what? I think I quit. And I walked out. I always had a backup job. My dad was self-employed. I could always go back and work in construction. I didn't like it, but I just sucked it up and did it. The second time I quit was when I was working for my uncle in the pest control business. I didn't think I was being treated properly. I was being targeted, and it's all bygones now. It's all under the bridge, but that's what actually forced me to start my own business. I got my 3-year apprenticeship down, and they actually tried to block my license, said I didn't have 3 years. And long story short is, I aced all the state exams and kind of just told them, well, I guess, you're wrong. almost 28 years later, I'm still doing it. So there you go, thing. If you're miserable at work, man, there's no reason to stay there. And, I'm not you, so I don't know what you did or what decision you made, but don't beat yourself up for it, man. Just move on with your life, It's too damn short.
Yeah. Yeah. Regret is useless.
And boy, Hazel told us about that last week. So, all right. What else we got in the Discord there, Hazel?
Okay. So, apparently, just so everybody knows, people are changing their emblems to the Vanguard. To the Vanguard ones. Of Lance Reddick.
That's a great idea.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's a great idea.
I fucking love this community so much.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Go. Okay. So, average D2 player goes on to ask, question for the king of the Macs. That's a curious name. MACS, just so you're not big.
Okay.
You don't get a big ego. You're like Steve Jobs Jr. Who is your favorite mod? Or who is your favorite mod, and why is it Rodimus Prime?
My favorite mod is Mr. Monkey.
I knew that was going to be your answer.
Because, yeah. Mr. Monkey, one of our original Guardian Hub members. He's a mod in Guardian Hub and a mod in Guardian Down.
Yep. Good guy. Super good guy. Always has a great heart, and he's always welcoming, either whether it's your community or ours, always welcoming people into Discord. I love it about him. Selfless individual.
Yep.
And he doesn't get rid of, he's not looking to get rid of channels.
And he doesn't sleep, apparently, either.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That man is up a lot.
I'm worried about him. Get some more sleep, Mr. Monkey.
He's on the night shift crew here, welcoming new members, especially from the UK, because I'm in bed, and I'll pop in the morning, and he's like, welcome people like at 3 or 4 a.m. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome.
Go to bed.
Yeah. He tells me that too, by the way.
With the most respect.
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
So.
Rodimus, we still love you.
Who?
Never mind.
Who?
No. Sorry.
Okay. The Hat Whisperer. Question for the Macklepuff. You are locked into a single subclass and loadout forever. What is it?
Subclass and what? And loadout?
Yes.
Oh.
Lodi, Void Warlock, obviously.
Man after my own heart.
That was really hard because they ebb and flow on their usefulness. God, I hate this question. Just because I raid a lot, I would say solar and loadout. I would love to have fun with anarchy, even though that may not always be a meta weapon at the time in a raid, I'd pick Anarchy, maybe like a fusion rifle, and SMG or a scout. I don't know. Pair it with something else, depending on the situation. So I'll go SMG because I know I can't pick two. So there you go.
Nice.
How would you get rid of the snipers, though? Those daggone vandals.
Get rid of the snipers or not?
All right, never mind. I'm not going to go there. Go ahead. Go ahead, Hazel. Yeah, with the Anarchy, all right.
It's like a sniper.
Okay.
HR Danger. Question for Mac the Knife. It's a deep cut right there.
Yep, that's a good one too.
I now have a couple of raids with you, and they've always been smooth and a learning experience, as you always seem to have a plethora of knowledge on the event. So what is your biggest pet peeve or peeves when it comes to running a raid?
There's just a couple that it's just when people don't kind of understand who's guiding the conversation at the time. Like people will come in as like a last player on the raid and then think they're making all the decisions and doing the Sherping, you know?
I hate that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
Right. Like, well, our team does it like that. I'm like, I'm super chill about things, but like if someone was already designated to do the Sherpa, and there's plenty of times I don't like to do it because I'm tired or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I don't care. When I'm joining another group, however they want to run it, I'll run it. I'm not going to complain. Unless something's going wrong after like 5 tries, I'm like, well, have you considered this, you know? But like the people that come in and say like, well, our team's running like this, I'm like, don't try to just bully us and change it, you know, because you don't like what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, that used to be a problem all the time, raiding in Destiny 1.
Yeah, and then another one could be like people not paying attention when we're trying to explain things. It's not a big deal. We're all here to have fun at times too. But then it's like if people aren't paying attention and then they're getting frustrated because they're messing up later, I'm like, well, you could have paid attention during the explanation. But sometimes people are just like, even like the newer, this doesn't, trust me, there's not really anyone like this in our communities and stuff, but I still see it sometimes. But see, yeah, it's hard for me to find the pet peeves because I'm a pretty, for the most part, patient raider. But sometimes you'll see people like just jumping around or like, are you really listening? And, you know, so, but, yeah, nothing too big.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump
Were you
around.
paying attention?
I didn't mean to jump around so much, man. I'm sorry. I just get happy legs every now and then.
No, Gator's actually the one that's like, hey guys, in my raid group, we do this. It's like, that's a D1 raid.
Oh God, you got me laughing. All right. Oh my God. Have you guys tried it this way? Never mind.
Gator. I got in trouble.
Oh, what'd you do now?
Our last break.
What'd you do?
My wife told me that I have to tell you off quieter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
People are sleeping. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Okay. We'll hit this one, and then we'll go back to the speak pipes.
Sounds good.
From Average G2 Player. I don't think we've had one from him in a while. Question for Kingsley, Todd the Gatter, or Hazelnut. I don't know why it says or, but okay. 1 has to delete Destiny 2 forever. Which one are you choosing? And no loopholes. Oh, okay. It's for you.
He's asking
Kingsley.
Me to pick one of you too. Yes. Yeah.
And no loopholes. 1 has to stop.
I thought about this a little bit. This is one of the few questions I read ahead of time and was thinking a little bit about. And I would have to pick Hazel because I think you would care less in the long run. Gator would be very sad.
I mean, I got a whole YouTube channel built around Destiny.
Yeah,
it would be devastating, man.
That's not why.
I know.
I did not take your YouTube channel into consideration.
I know.
I'm just thinking about
But Hazel would go play Marvel Snap. He wouldn't care.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the point.
Yeah, but, exactly. Yeah. There are other games and other fish in the sea.
I just play Destiny.
Gator. Yeah, I'm picking Hazel.
Aww.
Suck it, Hazel. I mean, next. Speak pipe. All right. Let's go. Oh, hang in there. Hades has some questions. Here we go. Let's hope his mic is working. Here we go.
Yo, Hades here. How's it going? Don't know if my mic's playing up or if I'm going crazy, but yeah, I apologize for that. 2-part question for you. First bit, if you had to delete one exotic weapon, one exotic armor piece for your favorite class, what would you pick and why? Never coming back. No variation of it is ever coming back. It's going forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Second bit, delete one from the other class. So, Hater gets to delete something from Warlocks. Hater gets to delete something from, like, I think Hazel's playing Hunter mainly. You better be. Although I don't want to lose something, so not sure about that. What are you picking and why? Feel like Gator's going for Invis. He's gonna try and get rid of it because he's old and blind. Love you both. Love the show. Have a good one.
What? Did he say old and blind? What the hell, Hades?
Gator's old and blind.
I just don't like when people are invisible for half a minute. You know, it gets annoying when you're trying to shoot someone with a gun. I won't mention any names. But, yeah, they're invisible for like 30 seconds. I'm like, come on, man. Are you gonna crutch on this invisibility? Or are we gonna have a gunfight? Never mind. What are you deleting, Kingsley?
There was a lot of questions in there.
Well, he says, what are you deleting on your main character? And then what are you deleting on your secondary character?
No.
Wasn't there something like weapons and armor and exotics?
Yeah, one exotic weapon and one armor piece. Exotic.
But what does that have to do with my characters?
So it's one on your main character. So you're mainly a warlock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you delete one piece of armor and one weapon, basically, from the game, and it doesn't come back.
And it's exotic, he was saying, or anything?
Exotic.
Exotic,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then the second question is, you get to delete one from either a hunter or titan. Like an exotic
if we can pick anything, it's easy. I'll just pick something I don't like, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm doing.
Same.
I'm looking at the list of exotics. I'll get rid of Dead Messenger. Sure. There's lots on this list. And
Dead Messenger? Okay.
I don't know. I just picked one quickly.
Okay.
And then, because I know we have a lot of questions here. And then for armor, this might be a little easier. Okay, let's see what's something that's lame for the Warlock.
There's a certain helmet that's useless.
Stag, huh? No. Not that it's useless, but I don't really love it. Hold on. I'm getting close here. I will get rid of Winter's Guile.
Okay. I hardly use that one either. Melee's overrated.
Eliminating enemies with the melee attacks increases your melee damage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah, who
it can
cares?
be good in situations.
I get.
I don't care.
I guess. I really never use that one, but I had something else in mind. The Apotheosis Veil helmet is just, I don't think I've ever used this helmet. I still have it. I get rid of that one.
I agree.
Exotic weapon. I would say, yeah, I can do without the colony. It's annoying as hell. And let's face it, regular grenade launchers still do the job. Colony. What are you getting rid of, Hazel?
Okay. So, the armor piece, the Mark 44 stand-asides. I forgot these even fucking existed.
Mm-hmm.
Such a weird name, too.
Yeah. But the perk for it is seriously watch out. Grants an overshield when you're sprinting at full health with Seismic Strike, Hammer Strike, or Shield Bash.
Oh.
Wow. Yank. So, aside from that, see, I went a different direction with weapons. I went with Jotun.
What? Why?
I don't like it.
Okay.
It's a one-hit kill thing. It's like, come on.
You like to burn the world, man. I'm surprised you would want to get rid of that, because that's what that weapon does. It burns everything. Except you using it, ironically.
True.
You can just throw it in someone's back in Crucible, and you're alive, and they're burning at point blank. It's crazy.
So Gator, you get to delete something from Hunter or Titan.
I'll go.
So does
Yeah. Kingsley, you got something?
Yep.
I can delete something from Hunter or Titan.
Uh-huh.
So I can just be mean now, I guess.
Yeah.
Titans with their lorlies. We need lorlies all the time.
You son
And
of a
then
bitch.
Hunters.
I mean, that
here we
in the
go.
nicest of ways.
I know what to do for Hunter. What's the hell is that? The fish legs. We need our fish legs. Okay, I did it. I'm done. You know what I mean?
Fucking
What are they
uninstall
called?
the game if that happened.
Well, I'm just being funny and mean now, you know. What are those called?
Yeah.
Star Eater scales.
Yeah, Star Eater scales. Duh.
I'm gonna go Hollow Fire Heart on Titan chest because I don't really like using solar on Titan. Yeah. And yeah, that's it.
This guy. Look at this guy.
I don't like throwing little hammers. I like to just slam them into the ground.
You throw the hammers directly into the ground.
No, I'd rather just slam them with a Superman slam
Oh, okay.
and be done with it.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold still so I can get you with my hammer. Hold on. Knock.
Here's the thing with Warlocks have a lot of shit that just could just be fucking deleted and nobody would ever know.
You're not wrong.
There are too many exotics for every class, honestly. This has kind of been a talking point of mine for a while, too.
Oh, I know one. I'm just looking at one right now.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So I'm torn between being mean and not being mean.
Well, I'm curious.
So I'll go with Astrocyte Verse. I don't think anybody uses it.
Asshole. I mean, sorry, that was a visceral reaction.
No one uses that.
No one does.
Except for one person I know.
No one uses it.
Exactly.
Only the skilled warlocks in Crucible, that's all.
Do they? Or do
I
they
don't
use
know,
transversive
really.
or something?
I think I'm switching to transversive, to be honest. Anyway. All right. I think we all said our piece.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hades. Let's go back to the old Discord questions that we got for Kingsley.
Yep. We're about halfway through, so.
Holy
The
crap.
Hat Whisperer, Trash Panda. Question for the Kingsleyest. My best raid experience was with you as Sherpa. While I was mainly on ads, I was listening to you Sherpa/teach each encounter. How did you get to the point, and what excites you about being a Sherpa?
Good question.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it has to do with my personality. I'm a very logical person. I like seeing the big picture stuff. It's a different talent than people that like to focus on micro picture stuff. Also being in IT, there's the programmers that are micro picture, and then there's the integrators, which is me. I'm better at the big picture stuff. At least I enjoy it more. I'm good at both. So I'm really good at just seeing what's happening on the whole field, trying to see what different people's abilities are. Doesn't mean I'm the best player in the world, but I'm pretty good at like sussing people out and figuring things out and helping them out. And I just enjoy doing it. It gives me enjoyment. And because I don't have the ability to get that same, we talked about the dopamine rush. I've already done the raid a million times. Well, I'll get the enjoyment of someone else getting their first clear.
It's cool.
Very nice. Okay. Question from the beloved Mr. Monkey. Question for the show. In particular, Mac Kingsley. We've talked a lot about food over the years. What's your favorite eat-in dish or one you make yourself? And budget, no barrier, eat-out dish. Love you, man. Mwah.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have 3 answers real quick. Eat-in dish, one I make myself. I really enjoy, I've been making lately red beans and rice, Cajun style, with a lot of seasonings and some andouille sausage in there, and I make it in the pressure cooker. I love making that.
That sounds good, actually.
Nice.
Yeah. That's my favorite thing to make lately, eat-in. And then for like order in, like, delivery or something like that, Indian food. The reason why Monkey and I we talk about Indian because, obviously it's big over there in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
But then he also said, budget no berry, eat out dish. I mean, here I'll go for like the Ruth's Chris fancy steak. things like that are really expensive. Or I know, and Gator likes this too. The melting pot's really good.
Oh yeah,
we've been there a few times recently.
Oh yeah, their prices really went up
more
too lately.
More expensive than it needs to be, but it's good. Yeah,
we were just talking my family get together that for 2 people it's easily $100 each. It's that expensive now. A couple $100 for a couple people now. They've really raised their prices up.
We're looking at maybe going there, taking Addie for the first time there for Easter.
It's a great place, man. My kids were newborns when I brought them there originally. I've been there so long ago. Yep. It's a good experience. I mean, you'll be there for 2.5 hours. You'll get your money's worth.
Yeah. Hey, Kingsley, you'll appreciate this. I had Indian tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I went with a recommendation from Mr. Monkey and Uncle Scumduff. Getting the jalfrezi.
Okay.
I've never had it before.
Yeah.
And I asked for it. And the waitress looked at me like I had 3 heads. Like how does this guy know what jalfrezi is?
I didn't know about that. Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm like, yeah. Hey. So yeah.
Did you put your pinky in the air? You go, cause I'm a connoisseur of Indian food.
Yeah, he totally did that.
No.
He did.
Yeah. You know me so well. But yeah, so, I had that.
Yeah, that looks good. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, it was really different because usually I get the paneer, makhani.
Okay.
So spice level, a 5 out of 6 and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So. You guys are nuts. Forget that. My stomach could be there'd be a hole in my stomach.
No.
The thing about Indian, and I don't always go the spiciest spice. It sounds like you're a little, I like kind of the medium to medium hot, but I don't go super hot.
No, I like curry, but I just don't like hot.
No, see, this is, okay.
Uh-oh.
There's a difference between flavorful and spicy, and a lot of people mix that up. Oh, it's curry, so it's spicy. No, it's just strong flavors. But the problem is when you have a lot of that, well, it's not a problem, but a lot of these sauces have tons of tomato or milk or cheese or butter.
Mm-hmm.
And so you want something spicy to counteract that. Or else it's going to be not as interesting of a flavor.
See,
and I'm not saying you should go super spicy, but you don't want to go the baby flavor either. Otherwise, it's just like tomato soup with,
No, I love the flavors. I just can't get that hot. You guys are talking about 5 out of 6. Screw that. No, I'll go a 2 out of 5. I like the dabble, but
good
no,
for you.
Not the hot stuff. No.
Yeah, you pedestrian.
Whatever.
So yeah, my father-in-law, he was like, "Can I try that?" So I let him try it. My 5 out of 6, and he's like,
"Get that, man!"
He's fucking dying over there. I was "Are you all right?"
I'll be in the bathroom all night. Yeah.
And then he asked for a second one. I was like, "Are you sure you really want to do this again?" So,
it's your bathroom.
Dude, it's not that.
I know. I'm just kidding. Gee.
Not everyone gets. Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
From spicy food.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
What's wrong with you, Gator?
I don't have an iron stomach. I can't do it. My wife, maybe.
My wife, maybe. Throwing her under the bus, are you?
No, my wife has an iron stomach. She can go with spice. I can't do it. No.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say it, but
no, that's all right.
Some people are out there listening. You
I
know
don't
what
care.
I'm thinking.
It doesn't matter.
All right. So, average Destiny 2 player. Question for the king. Are you and Mr. Monkey of similar age? You're like Mr. Monkey and Todd Gator are.
Oh, yeah, I saw this one too. Actually,
excuse me.
I think it's been confirmed, but tell me, I'm sorry, Gator, if I'm totally wrong, but I'm 45, but aren't you 54?
I'm 54. I was born in 68.
So no, I am not the similar age. That's about a 10-year difference.
And Mr. Monkey, just for the record, was born in 73, I believe. That makes him my wife's age.
Which is what? I'm not doing the
My wife will be 50 this June.
52.
My wife will be 50 this June, yeah.
So, Mr. Monkey's, I'm the youngest of the 3. Mr. Monkey's in between, and Gator's the oldest of the 3.
There we go. I'll be the elder. I don't care. You young whippersnappers.
Right.
Age, it's just a number, guys. I don't feel 54. I really don't. I still feel like I'm 34.
Yeah. You only look it. It's okay.
I know. It's okay.
So, Moose goes on to ask, question for Sherpa King. What are some tips for new Sherpas? I've been becoming a Sherpa out of circumstance a few times recently, and I would like to get better at it, as I have a feeling this trend will continue.
Great question.
Yeah. It's like I said earlier, just trying to, obviously once you've played all the encounters so you can actually teach them well. Like even in the newest raid, I haven't like optimized all the encounters yet, so I can only explain them at a level 5 out of 10. But, learning the encounters well, finding different ways to explain things to different people if they're not picking it up, kind of like keeping an eye on them, not to like spot out what they're doing wrong per se, but like if something's not going right in the counter, you can give suggestions like, well, maybe let's move you over here or do that over there. And having patience because it's not for everyone. It's just, and even depends on my mood too. Like some nights I have unlimited patience and other nights I only have a little bit of patience. And even I get a little, uppity.
I noticed you did it last night. You were watching me on the planets, and you knew right away when I grabbed the wrong one. You're like, "Did you grab that one?" Yeah, I grabbed that one. So you were keeping an eye on me. Yeah,
I was actually, and again, it's not like I was thinking, "Oh, Gator's going to grab the wrong one."
Maybe because you had the same thing when you did it. You grabbed the wrong one.
And I just know to look as many things as possible, just in case something wrong does happen, and then I can, point it out. So
very cool. Okay. There we are. From Magically Stin. Question for the Kingsley. Why are shorter podcasts better than 3+ hour ones?
Whatever.
Well, here's the thing.
He did call us the best cast on the net, just for the record.
Here's the thing. When I'm a guest on the show, I don't mind how long it goes.
Because you don't have to run it.
For my own,
I
know. For my own podcast, I really want to keep it short. I like hour to hour and a half. It's just, It feels like it's a good length because our format's different too. So it's a perfect length to kind of keep conversation going. Mm-hmm. And then it's like you're having a conversation at dinner or with friends or whatever. And like an hour to hour and a half, you're kind of done. Yeah. So yeah.
We kind of get that. Yeah. I listen to your show. I get the flow of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no perfect length or something for a show. There's just a boring show. There's never too long a show, just too boring of a show. So as long as you're entertaining
and too long, 48-hour show.
No, come on now. I mean, if it's interesting, people want to tune in that long.
Is that a challenge to us?
No, please don't. No, please, no, please. Okay. Speaking of time, let's make sure we get all these for Kingsley.
Yep. So, Mr. Monkey asks, question for the Kingsley. How did you get to know the other podcast hosts, and how did the Owl Sector and the bot happen?
Yeah, I'll try to go quicker with that. Sin, I knew from way back. We'd played some in Destiny 1, mostly Wrath of the Machine raid. Forget how I met him exactly. Now I feel silly. It was just Destiny Reset. I mean, what I mean is like I don't remember how we met up, but liked his style. We were raiding a lot, especially Wrath of the Machine, and then continued on. We'd kind of joined some intermediary clans in the meantime, Hoot Dog and groups like that, and then we just went forward. Des also I knew from Destiny Reset. He has times where he hasn't played Destiny or whatever, but I knew him from way back and appreciated things that he helped me with. And he was also our very first guest on our show before he was a host, because he had a podcast, and I took appreciation from that. He was like, when we started up, there was I feel silly. I didn't know as much about Potato Thumbs, and there was a lot that were ending like Dad Tales or whatever their name was and stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? But like, I didn't know too many smaller ones. So like, I was like, Des, I know you guys with Massive Break. Massive Break. Now he's going to kill me. You know what I meant? The, RNG cast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, I mean, they were kind of a smaller one too, the other group, but, so that's what I liked about that. And then, the idea, I mean, I don't know I know Gator was really happy to do the one this time around for the Megacast, but I don't know or care who started the very first idea.
Were you talking about the Owl Sector Alliance or the Megacast? The Megacast?
No, Well, those are two different questions.
Yeah. The Mega Cast, I always
first one,
I always liked Night Demon doing it, but I had to take the reins this time around, and you've done it too, Kingsley. By the way, you've run.
No, but like, how did the idea even start? Do you remember who came up with the first idea?
Man, that's true. Was it Night Demon who came up with it?
It might be. We'll just say that. We'll give him props.
Sure. There we go.
And when we were just coming up with names, also, I feel like no one could come to agreements on names, and I feel like it was Des or Gator that came up with Al Sector as a name.
Yeah, we didn't want to include any of our podcast names in the name. We didn't want to we didn't want to feel it was, hinting toward one podcast or another. We wanted to stay neutral there. So, I'll be honest. I don't think it was my idea. I think it might have been.
It was you, Kingsley.
I thought it was me. Someone mentioned Owl Sector because remember they had the Owl Sector and some of the Forge stuff. They had a lot of Owl Sector.
I tried to push it because I don't think I was the one that said the word first, but I tried to push it because we weren't coming up to any other agreement.
No, we weren't.
Like, this sounds like a good idea when someone said that. That's what I remember. We'll have to go back in the DMs and check.
Yeah, what people don't realize is we have a whole group of all Owl Sector Alliance members, and that includes the Blueberry Lounge now, by the way. And we all have a group, and we all talk together every so often, especially
every
first
day. No, just kidding.
No, but we do confer, and it's a cool little alliance to have. We all share communities anyway, so makes sense.
Yep. One big happy family.
Yep.
Do you want to do a speak pipe and then we
I've got
six, I think.
Yeah, I've got one from Nitro TJ, and I'm glad Kingsley's on right now because this is an important topic. This is the only one I listened to in advance, and it was a really good question. So here we go.
Hey guys, TJ here. It has been a very long week, and I'm finally glad that I'm actually able to enjoy raiding again, really. And I know you guys always say that you have 100 dial. I'm just having a rough time speaking, apparently. The 100.io Destiny bot that is in your Discord. I have trouble trying to sign up for stuff because I have the app and I look on there and I do use it fine on there, but when I use it in the Discord, it always asks me to sign in, and then once I sign in to join, it cancels the portion of it that brings me to that specific one. So I'm like, okay, well then I'm just going to go to Destiny.io and then look that one up. And then I never can find it. So, how exactly do I use the Destiny or the 100.io bot in Destiny or in the Discord? Because I always have trouble, and I've been wanting to sign up for stuff to do that, to like join you guys and join new people and have some people help me through a new raid like Garden, because I've never done it and I would love to do it. And then Deepstone, because I don't know how to do it either completely. I've done it twice on my Warlock, and I was always stuck on the ad clear, and I just don't want to do that. Like I like doing more stuff, but I want to use the Destiny 2.io bot, but I always have trouble. Like, is there a way? Gator, even I know you make the new light YouTube videos. If you can even make a YouTube video showing it, that would be extremely helpful for new players and me. Like, I always have trouble with this. So, like, yeah. I guess my question is, how do I use it to sign up for advance in the Discord? Because I've tried it multiple times and it just never allows me to sign up. So, yeah. See you guys next week.
Well, we have just the man here tonight to answer that question.
Well, real quick though, I know that for me, I had the app too, and I kept running into problems, so I just uninstalled the shit. And now everything goes through basically like the website, and I have no problems.
Well, yeah, and there's three different things, honestly. Yes, the website's always the best way to do it. You kind of answered your question too. I don't think the app is necessarily having problems, maybe, but when he says in the Discord, I wonder if he actually means like /join in the Discord, or does he mean he's doing the website?
I think he's clicking on
computer.
I think he like he's looking at it and he clicks on the title where it's supposed to bring him to the site.
That takes you to the website.
Right. And he's saying it's making him sign on.
Okay. So in that case, it's not that the app is at fault, but and this happens with everything, people have this same problem when they sign up for like Google accounts or iCloud accounts or whatever. A lot of people accidentally sign up for two things, and probably in the app you used a slightly different login or something like that.
Could be.
So
yeah, you
kind of answered the question, like just do one over the other. I mean, well, I guess, yeah, if you want to be out and about and you want to join on your phone, we can get that solved. Maybe just DM me in the background. I can see if I can try to help you, and you need to like actually poke around and see if the app when you're signed in, if it's really the same you as the you on the website one,
Yeah. I mean, if he wants to do it when he's out and about, I mean, he could still just go ahead and, go through the app or go through like the Discord
to the website.
App. Yeah.
Yeah. Problem is that website's not coded very good for mobile, is it? That's why they made the app. I don't know. I thought I looked once and it was kind of janky on a phone.
Well, no, I mean, like what I do is I will click on like a game that I want to join, and then it takes me to it, and then I just click join from there
on the app.
Yeah, so that's not a lot of steps, but you still have to sign in stuff. And is like the text really small, and is it kind of like janky if you had to get around in there much? I mean, you said you just held
I made a video. I did make a video on this on how to actually go through it on the website from clicking an
but on
event.
a phone, I said.
On the app. See, I've had problems with the app too, Kingsley. It keeps wanting me to sign in too, so I just don't use the app.
No, I'm talking about a phone, the website on a phone.
Oh, like a browser.
The app on
browser.
Not the app, because that's what Hazel was saying.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good news. If the website looks good on the phone browser.
No, I've not done it that way. I've not done it on browser wise. I don't use it on my phone. I use my computer when I'm signing up, and that sucks. But I've had issues with the app as well.
Computer.
I'm always on my PC when I'm signing up for stuff, and it's literally click join, and it automatically adds me. It's very simple.
See, there's even another way you can join. That's why I was like second guessing them. Like you can literally in Discord type like join /join. That's like the old school way that they set it up first before they had like a website and everything.
I got you.
But I don't assume he meant that. Even though at first I thought he maybe meant that, but. The website is the best way, whether you do it on a computer or on a phone browser. And the app can be fine. I promise if people want that one to work, just talk to me about it. You probably you know what I think it is when you first sign up for the app, it asks if you want to log in through Discord or another account. And I think people accidentally sign up two different ways. They'll do Discord one time and then they'll do the other account another time and not remember the way they signed up and then just try the other way haphazardly without remembering the original way they did it.
That makes sense.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, and it's as far as the buttons to press and setting up a game and stuff, I actually put it in our Discord video about how to get the most out of the Discord. So it's toward the end of it. So yeah. Okay. Thanks, Nitro TJ. All right, Hazel, what else we got, man?
Okay. His Highness Prince Resness. Question for Senior Kingsley and the GDC hosts. Who came up with the idea for the Destiny Mega Show with both of your shows, Two Titans and a Hunter, Potato Thumbs, and the Blueberry Lounge?
Oh, did we get this question mixed up with the other one?
Maybe.
I kind of already answered it.
Who came up with it? Night Demon, right? No,
Night Demon, yeah. I think that's what we're going with.
Him.
Yeah, Night Demon's fault. I could have sworn it was Night Demon who got with us and said, listen, let's do a big show. Let's do a collaboration.
I feel like he would like get one of us or one the other at a time, and then he's like, well, let's do all three or something.
That sounds like something Night Demon would do. Yeah. He just doesn't want to be alone with Respawn. That's all it is.
Would you? No.
I didn't say that.
Question from Rodimus.
Yeah, moving
question
on.
For Kingsley, which is better, the Goop Troop or the Hub After Dark?
Well, they don't relate. Hub After Dark is something different than what Goop Troop does.
Well, explain what Hub After Dark is for our people who...
Well, there's a couple different things. One thing is sometimes after our recordings, we will have Guardian Hub After Dark where anyone's invited to join in and talk. Just shoot the breeze afterwards, the show. Originally, Guardian Hub After Dark just started as little jokes, like sometimes when we're raiding and we know it's all the crew we can trust talking to, we're like, okay, it's Guardian Hub After Dark. No topic is off topic, so we can just talk a little more adultish, if you know what I mean. Make sure no kids are in the group. So, I guess that kind of was like raid stuff, but we don't have a group called Hub After Dark for like a raid group. So I would say for a raiding group, Goop Troop's pretty awesome. But I do like Hub After Dark better for a different reason. So there's my politically correct answer.
There we go. Good answer.
All right. We have Lunch Lady Technical. Question for Return of the Mac. What has been your most frustrating Sherpa experience? And please don't say the Master Vow attempt with me.
Well, yeah, I was a little confused by this because I definitely wasn't Sherping in that one. So if we're going with just most frustrating raid experience, which I do kind of want to mention, is one most recently, I can't think of anything recent that was much worse, but when I was trying to go for the title for Kingsfall for, you got to do master and the challenges and everything. The first encounter going back and forth, that's one of the hardest ones to get done in Kingsfall on master with challenge. And it was hard to get groups together. We'd done some groups and it just wasn't working out all the time, even just with our normal crews, like not everyone could make it or we were failing or whatever. And then I really wanted to get it done, and I noticed the next time rotation would be a long time from now, so I actually LFG'd for this. And it was just frustrating because of the bullshit stuff of like just different opinions. It wasn't so much like, I don't know. It was just, people saying like, we're going to do this way, right? And then people are like, but this way is good too. And then it was just big fights all the time. And it was just super, super frustrating.
Damn.
I was there for like several hours. I just really wanted to get it done. And then 3 groups later, because, someone will leave and then for multiple reasons, or like they're frustrated too. And then, or like someone that says, know what to do. And I definitely knew what to do at that point. I was actually purposely looking for a group that said know what to do, so I'd have a better chance of getting it done. This is very rare. I don't like joining LFG groups for raids. And, but then the know what to do, of course, like, was super picky of like, even for like people that are very experienced raiders, for some people, know what to do is like, okay, we're chill, we're going to get this done. Someone even said at the beginning, like, okay, we're all chill, right? We're going to have fun. We're going to do this. But even though no one said otherwise and left right away, obviously someone wasn't chill, because 3 runs later, literally, so they didn't even give us like a 4th chance. One guy basically said, he didn't say this exactly, but he basically said, well, someone obviously doesn't know what to do. And then he just left.
Damn.
So yeah, that was a very frustrating experience.
I think there's a special place in hell for people like that. But
yeah, and I don't really have ever had any super frustrating Sherpa experiences. Again, just the things I was saying earlier. If someone's taking control of the Sherpa, and I'll often wait also, like, I know people have different opinions how to run certain encounters. And a lot of times, if no one speaks up for like a minute, we're just kind of chilling. And then someone's like, okay, we ready? What are we going to do? And if no one's like speaking up right away, I'll eventually start explaining something. And at that point, I would appreciate if people are generally listening to my way of doing it, but that doesn't always happen, but that only happens like 2% of the time. So it's not super often.
Interesting. Is that when you're raiding with Gator? No.
Low blow.
What?
I thought I would be the most frustrating. I thought that was going to be the answer to the most frustrating Sherpa.
No.
Oh, geez.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Average D2 player has another one here. He asks, question for Mr. Mac. If you could Sherper any famous people through any raid, who is on your fire team? Can also be a question for Gator and Hazel.
Oh, I know my answer.
So obviously Sherping, meaning that they haven't been really doing raiding yet, and famous people, I guess just famous, I don't know. I never really care about, quote, famous people. I grew up in Southern California. Everyone was like, there was a million, quote, movie stars around, and we didn't look up to people.
Well, I'm going to blurt mine out because someone will take it.
Wait, real quick.
Right,
I know. And this is lovingly and truthfully said. Famous people like people that kind of got me started into Destiny. I'm going to go this route.
Okay.
From way back in the day. I would love to Sherpa like Arrow Knight through a raid.
Nice.
And Burning Wing Sherpa'd me through my first King's Fall. And it's still in the books. I need to Sherpa him through a King's Fall, the new one.
Nice.
So that's my answer.
Cool.
I like it.
It was going to be a Keanu Reeves for me. That would be a great gaming experience because he's a gamer. Not probably to the extent that we are.
Here's the Matrix part.
Yeah. No, but I mean,
sidearm out.
he does play video games, just not to the extent that we do, but that'd be a great time to do a raid. Okay. What's yours, Hazel?
I would say, I mean, before all this, I mean, I would have actually said Lance Reddick.
Yeah, that came up too.
I mean,
it was in my mind.
Yeah. But he probably already plays the raids, maybe, when he was playing. I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah. But still, though, I mean, it would be cool. I mean,
it would be cool.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
Oh, shout out again to him.
Yep. Pour one out. Okay. I got another. Let's see. What do we have left for questions for Kingsley there, Hazel?
We have
Just
two
a
more.
couple. Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Yep.
And we'll end on a
Rodimus
speak pipe.
Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Question for Hub Host. How did it feel to raid with Todd the Gator and Hazelnut at the same time?
I always love that. It's not very common that happens. So, kind of worked out great this week.
That was a fun raid, man.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
We only bickered a little bit.
Truth be told, the reason why I joined is because I didn't want his ass to get it clear before me.
We know. We know.
So, yeah. Okay. All Thumbs has a question here. It's the last one. Question for Mac Kingsley. Can you give us a live game update during the show?
Yes, live update. I am just in orbit, and I am actually looking at my friends list to see if Sin was on, so I could give a live update to what he was doing, but he is not on. So I am just in orbit looking at my friends list.
Probably a late night at work for him. He's been working some long ones.
No, he's to bed by now.
Really?
Yeah.
He's in bed. He has to be up early.
It's 1 o'clock, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. All right, let's end on a speak pipe here. This one is from Raph.
Hey, yo, it's your boy, Raph. I got a question for the show, specifically for Mr. Gator. My question is, what are you smoking and where can I get some? Because I would love to have some. All right, guys. Catch you later.
All right, let's end up with a speak pipe here before we go. And this is from His Highness Rizniz.
Hey everybody, His Highness Prince Rizniz here. Never done speak pipes, not just for the show, but in general. Figures about time to start learning how to do them. Excited to listen to your other show with Kingsleymac on. I love both your shows, Guardian Hub and Guardian Down. Super fun to listen to. Just one or two questions for you guys. A funny one as well as a more serious one. We're going to start with the funny one first. Why don't your lips touch when they say touch, but they touch when they say separate? Just let that break your brain for a minute. Another question I have for you guys that is more on the serious topic. What is something you guys love about podcasting that makes you want to keep podcasting each week? Because I've never run a podcast. I've had the fortunate opportunity to be on one or two in the past. And just even guesting, it's a lot of work. And I can't imagine how much time and effort you guys put into doing this weekly and for such long amounts of time that you guys do. As well as I'm sure the stress and as well the commitment sometimes seems tedious. And I'm sure you guys have wanted to stop and give up in the past, whether for something that didn't go right or just because the schedule didn't work. Yeah, so like what do you guys love about podcasting that makes you want to keep podcasting each week? Love the show. Love you guys. Can't wait to listen to this one when it comes out. And yeah, we'll talk to you later, Guardians.
Thank you, His Highness Rizniz. Love that name, man. We'll start with the not so serious question. Was it, why do lips not touch, but they didn't separate? He lost me on that one.
Yeah, when you say touch.
Hold on, let me take another puff. Hold on. All right. Right, Raph?
Can you pass that over here?
No.
I already forgot the question.
I did. Something about when lips actually never touch, but then they separate?
No. It's when you say the word touch, your lips don't touch. But when you say the word separate, your lips touch.
And the question is, why is that the case?
Correct.
The reason why that is the case is for the same reason you drive on a parkway and you park on a driveway. That's the answer.
That's what I was going to say. Exactly.
You fucking liar.
No, I wasn't. All right. Now the serious question. We'll start with you, Kingsley. You run a podcast. Why, what makes you keep doing it every week? And then I know there's weeks it's probably tough. And what keeps you going doing it? I mean, it's not like we're getting paid riches, right? I mean, come on.
No. I mean, you have to get to a point where there's at least more enjoyment out of it than what you're doing. And a lot of the enjoyment comes from the community, of course. And a lot of the enjoyment comes from just an opportunity to talk about things with your buds, with your friends. Mm-hmm. And the dirty little secret is, like you said, it must be a lot of work each week. Sometimes at the beginning, but you can get to a point where it's not a lot of work. We don't do a lot of work over at Guardian Hub, and we're having fun. So it doesn't always have to be a lot of work, depending on what type of podcast you want to have and what your time is. But anyone who actually is going to get started, of course, it's going to be a lot of work either way at the beginning, no matter what. So, again, on this topic of anyone who's ever considering it, people have asked before how you can keep it going. Not every Destiny podcast has made it long term. You got to make sure it's actually something that you can keep with, even if you want to do it. If you are a younger person, just starting a family, have a crazy work schedule, all of the above, those could be red flags that even though you really want to do it, it may not be the best time in your life to do it if you can't have a schedule to do it. So those are things to keep in mind also, but just have fun.
Hazel?
Oh boy. Why? That's a question I've been asking myself.
Alcohol's involved, right?
Hazel quits next week.
Mm-hmm. No, it's because, you want to do a podcast about something you're passionate about. And that's the thing, like with this game, I'm passionate about this. It's fun, to talk about this, because the other thing is that Gator and I, like, in case you haven't noticed, over these past couple episodes, just a fast few, we don't really see eye to eye on much in this game.
And that's the dynamic that works, though. That's what makes it work.
But it does. But the thing is, though, is just that it's fun to get that other person's opinion. And I think it's fun to just think about that kind of thing. So, in regard to coming off of like something that Kingsley said, look at your situation and try to set accurate expectations for yourself, and maybe even like give yourself some leeway there too, where basically you're like, hey, I can do this and I'm going to do it and that kind of thing. but maybe you just do it as once a month starting out and see how it goes.
Yeah, just because you record a podcast doesn't mean you have to publish it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if it's topical, you probably don't want to just hold on to it for months.
No, I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with practicing.
Oh, yeah, I see.
And then, I've heard people say do 10 episodes before releasing your first, get all the kinks out. But I say just go for it. But were you done, Hazel? I'm sorry. I cut you off.
Yeah, that's the other thing is get a co-host that doesn't cut you off.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
That's my ADHD kicking in. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
The thought.
So, I guess I was done, but, it's just be realistic with it, do it do it once a month, something like that. Like my wife has been wanting to do a podcast with myself for fucking over 3 years now. And I'm just like, okay, we can do it, but we're trying to set realistic expectations. And I'm like, well, so far those realistic expectations are once every 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah. It's different when you have young kids. They demand so much of your attention,
Yeah.
And it's not like you can tell them to pause. We're doing a podcast. Go in your room or something,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we do it when she's in bed.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
But, hey, a quick live update. I am 3-0 in trials right now.
No shit.
And I still have my mercy.
Well, they fixed it now where there's no freelance.
They fixed that? What do you
There's no freelance anymore. They have a team base. So if you're solo, you're going to face solo players, at least for the most part.
Well, yeah. Right.
Yeah, there's no separate playlist now.
But it's still the same thing. I mean.
Oh, yeah.
But
I'm
just saying, I'm super excited to.
That's good, man.
Fuck, I'm going to be 4-0 here in a second.
Good.
Could I fucking go flawless?
That would be something.
Oh, motherfucker, please.
That'd be something. There's always a wall, but hey, you never know, man. Okay, I can speak on more of the technical elements here. A lot of people, including myself, jumped into podcasting head first and didn't realize how much work's involved. And I agree, just do it and have realistic expectations like Hazel and Kingsley said. Sorry, I'm fading.
You are.
I'm fading.
Those smokes too much.
I got to slow down. But as far as the editing and, not only that, but you have to promote your show. You build a community around your show. That takes time and it takes a lot of patience and a lot of faith, is what I'll tell you. And I've seen a lot of people try to start podcasts and realize by 3 episodes in, oh, wow, this is a lot of work. So don't go in blind like I did and try to learn editing after you've recorded your first show. That was a nightmare. 7-8 hours to edit one show. That's a long time. So, I will tell you this though. As the more you do it, it's like building a muscle. You get a routine down, you get a schedule down, you get consistent, and more importantly, you get a system down on how to edit and release and publish and create show notes. And I mean, Kingsley, Hazelnut, and I, we've podcasted together so many years now. We barely need any show notes. We usually just talk about what we're going to go over and we just run with it because we're all podcasters. But for someone who has never been on a podcast, you have to have some structure. It's good to write some good notes and, lead your guests by the hand and just so they know they're not going into something they don't see coming. But, I'll be honest. It's not super easy. It takes work. But if you're passionate about the game, like Hazel just said, and for me, what keeps me doing it, even on a week where it's really tough, is I just like conversation. I don't talk to people much during the day, except, if a client comes to me, but my head down, I'm getting my work done and talking to my crew or whatever. That's about the gist of it. So when I get home, it's kind of like when Easy was on our show. I don't talk to anybody during the day about gaming. And so when I do podcasting every week, I get to talk to this knucklehead across the way here about this game we all both love to play. So that's what keeps me going week to week. Was that
so an interesting thing? I love the answer, Gator. At my wife's work, they just did this huge remodel and took over another floor. And one of the things they built in the building, she works for a high-end real estate company, Summit Sotheby's, at Sotheby's International.
Oh, wow, yeah.
They built a podcast studio. And what can happen is the agents, she works for the support, like the staff for the company. She's a graphic designer, not an agent herself, but the agents can come in and do podcasts for to record for their potential home buyers or just informational things. And then the company, the support people will do the editing after the fact to help them put it together.
That's
but they have they just built a full professional studio with the foam on the walls and really nice microphones and everything like that.
Even public libraries now have multi-function rooms where you can actually go in and podcast where it's silent. It's, and in businesses really, I've noticed a trend that businesses are starting to go to podcasts because it's a way to promote their product or their service. And I thought about doing it for my business, but man, my hands are so full right now. I got too much on my plate as it is. But, good answer there. Hey, Kingsley. All right. We're going to end with this. Frostbite had a comment about, the new DLC, and I want to make sure we heard that. So we're going to go out on this note. This is Frostbite, and he had, a comment about, I guess, the new DLC. Here we go.
Hey, everyone. It's Frostbite here, as Gator probably will mention. Just taking some time out of my spring break to send in this beautiful speak pipe, and I just thought I'd touch upon how I thought about Roof Nightmares, and I think I enjoyed the challenge a lot. It was a lot of fun. I enjoy challenging content. That's why I run GMs and soul dungeons and that kind of thing. But every time I've run a day one raid, it hasn't gone very well, and it's not been a good time. Last time I did this was Deepstone, and we didn't do very well. We didn't get past Atrax. And this time we got all the way to Nezarec. But it was so painful. It's honestly just been a factor of, I would say, my team. Just because, the people that I just somehow get together with, it's not a very good composition. And, this time, we had a newer player in the raid, and not to diss on people that are newer to the game, but if you picked the game back up 4 weeks prior to a day one raid and think you're ready, going to tell you this right now, you are not. It was not good time, because anytime we needed him to pull through for DPS, it did not happen. And it was pretty frustrating, on top of, other things that I won't go over because kind of personal stuff in there. But yeah, it just wasn't a good time. And my question to the show is, was the last time that you did something challenging that you're I'm just not going to do that again, whether that be in Destiny or another game. Hope you all have a great rest of the show, and take care.
Thanks, Frostbite. That's good comments. I figured since it was about the raid, I want to make sure we got that in tonight.
That's really good.
Yeah, challenge. Any challenges you've said I'm never doing again, Kingsley?
Well, this actually is another apropos topic right now. I've done Deepstone and Val the Disciple on contest mode. And I've gotten to the point too where one of those were a very frustrating experience. The other one wasn't so much, but it was still just not worth it in the long run. And I'm pretty sure our team could have passed this one on contest mode, but they're kind of can be a point where it's like, you just got to do the cost benefit analysis. Is it worth it or not? And the last couple of times I've purposely picked to not go in the raid on contest mode because I wanted to experience more right away and hopefully get a clear on day 0 of after contest mode, you know?
Yeah.
This all being said, if Route the Machine comes back next, I will be in on
well, I know you will.
Day 1. But
remember berries.
I know, but I've really enjoyed, because I have had some frustrating experiences too, just the once, and then the other time it was just a lot of work, even though it wasn't super frustrating. And so I totally get it, what you're saying, Frostbite. And there's nothing wrong with having ebbs and flows of the game. You know, some of the tryhards will say, like, you always got to do hard stuff all the time. Some of the beginning players say, like, it's never worth doing the harder things. You just got to pick what's right for you at the moment. And for me right now, it was right. And pretty much everyone agreed. Like, I didn't have to talk anyone into it. Our normal raid team, shout out to all of them. And we're like, yeah, we're just going to go in on non-contest mode this time. And was it the right decision? Yes, it still was, even though we maybe would have been able to do it. So I love what you're saying. I feel what you're saying. Oh, and if you are going to go in to any group, I get, like, a lot of people don't know how to find a group. So they're going into these day 1s or day 3s, just finding things on the 100.io. But of all times you may want to be a little more picky, that may be the time. You probably don't want to go into a day 1 unless you trust everyone in that group. You know, you've played with all those people. I know that can be hard. And like, well, I can't find people, but trust me, if you don't want to have a stressful experience, you may want to be picky with who you go in with.
Good point. Yeah. Hazel, do you want to add something?
I was just going to say that in regard to that, it's, I mean, well, in the answer to the question, I mean, the thing that you said no, you know, never again to, that was going to be the easy answer there is going to be day 1. It was just brutal. Like, all the day 1s that I've been through, it's just, I mean, it's like Kingsley said, you know, the cost benefit analysis of it. And it's just not worth it to me. I'm like, I'll sit out, I'll, you know, grind power and things like this. And then eventually I'll just go ahead and get to the point where I can, you know, do my stuff. But in regard to something where I mean, fuck, I forgot what the hell I was going to say. I'm fading.
We're all fading.
Contact buzz.
Yeah, okay. We'll bring it up if you think about it. Well, see, I went the opposite direction. I'm jumping to a day 1 raid not to complete it. My expectations are already to a point where I'm with a bunch of my friends and I'm not going to bark over and, you know, get in everyone's face because they're not doing their job or whatever. I go in with eyes wide open that we're all going to see it for the first time. We're going to attempt to get through the first encounter, which we tried to do on this one. And there's a couple people in our group that I haven't raided with, but I didn't care. I wanted the community to get involved, and if they wanted to jump in to see, you know, to join in on the fun and see what it was about, and then give it an honest try. But I never go in with the expectation that I'm going to complete it. And it's more important that that I keep my friends and everything is in a positive atmosphere. So I do it for the opposite reasons that you guys are probably talking about, but I do it just for the discovery portion of it. Never having the intent to complete it. And if you have that mindset going in, then you won't get upset when someone doesn't hit that DPS number, Frostbite. So,
but see, but
they had the expectation, and the one person
exactly.
didn't. Well, was there anyone on your team, Gator, that had the expectation to get it done, even though you didn't?
I know.
It sounded like your team was pretty chill.
We were all chill. I know Fluffy said that his wife was out of town,
to get it done, though, right?
And he had a certain amount of time that he wanted to invest, and he wanted to make sure whoever joined the group was going to invest some time as well. That we weren't going to have to look for players like all of a sudden. So Fluffy went in with that. I think he was very chill about it. He wanted to just experience it the first day in contest mode.
Chill though, man. He wanted a clear.
Well, he stuck around and played for 12 hours. But we had that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Hazel, that you don't know. We already discussed this in a raid group already before we even jumped in.
that's fine and well, Gator. But what I'm saying though is that, I mean, I just think that I don't know. I don't want to speak for Fluffy, but to me though, I mean, if somebody's doing something for 12 hours, you kind of have to respect their time more and be like, hey, maybe this isn't the right thing for you, you know?
Well,
I mean,
the
I
good
understand
thing is
playing with friends and all.
Yeah.
But I would be like, I don't know. I mean, to me, day one rating is about the race and trying to maybe not be first, but get through everything. Not to take in.
That's where we differ. That's why our opinions differ. Well, because I do it for I stream it so everyone can see it at work, and jump in and say, hey, I see how you tried to do that there. Maybe try doing this or something. But I'm not in it to do the completion. If we get it, great. If it's a super easy raid, super. But Mr. Monkey and I both raided day one, and we've done it before with Val. We understood going in that our friendship was more important than worrying about getting through completing a portion of it.
You can still be friends with somebody after.
No, I know that.
Day one.
But we didn't want any bad feelings going into the raid or coming out of the raid. I had to withdraw an hour early because I had a family emergency, but there were people in chat that were willing to join in, and these are all pretty competent players. I mean, I think Sweaty Spooks and, I think Danger filled in for me, and Sweaty Spooks filled in, I think, for Thing. He had to leave because he had kids down his throat. So it was a kind of thing where we both put in a lot of time.
It sounded like your chill was pretty your crew was pretty chill, but at the same time, it can be really, for people that don't have a lot of experience with like these very unique higher end things that aren't normally happening all the time, it can be very easy to not have everyone on the same page. And I can guarantee there was probably at least one or two people that they weren't like upset, but they probably really wish you all could have gone longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that could be. That could be. But we all talked it out, actually weeks before the raid came out. So we were all on the same page as that. And I know there was someone there that wanted to give it an honest try. I know Fluffy really wanted to put some time in, and I think he got past the first encounter. But it was the kind of thing where, I mean, let's face it, man, these teams that go first, in the world, they're running practice runs on DPS. They're practicing rotations. I mean, they're seriously hardcore about it. I don't care, man. I'm in there just to have fun and enjoy the raid. And if we get through the first couple, encounters, great. If not, hey, we gave it our best shot. It's not like we're going in there and just laughing and goofing off. We're in there trying to figure it out. And that's part of the day one thing too, is there's nobody helping you. You have to figure it out. And that's part of the fun too. But, yeah. But will I do it again? I don't know. I don't know if I'll do it again this time. I might go ahead and wait for contest mode to cease, because this raid was a totally different raid for me, after contest mode was over. So,
to me, I understand your point, but day one rating to me is, like I said, it's more the, clearing it on a day one.
Mm-hmm. For you, yes.
I mean, like, those are my expectations. Whenever I do a day one, it's to make it past the first encounter, second, third, and fourth. I want that shit done. And I just...
Are you willing to do it for 14 to 18 hours? That's just not healthy, man. That you got to get up and move around,
that's
man.
That's not your point. That's not your place to even
No, and that's what I
say that.
But we stated up front, I can give it 6 hours.
I'm not talking about you, man.
now we moved on, but yeah.
Yeah, I think we've gone down a rabbit hole.
No, Gator's just fading and taking everything personally.
No, it's okay.
I'm not taking things personally, but you're saying that's your point of view, but you didn't even do day one this time around. So being that I did, I'm giving you my perspective.
Didn't I, Gator? And
and we didn't, because you can't experience as much of it on day one unless you're a really, really good crew. I would rather see, that's why now day one is like more for if you want to be super try hard or be chill and not care about getting much of the raid, because you won't if you're chill about it. And then I like to hop in on after contest mode and then go back into master mode later on.
Right.
It's better doing the harder mode on the back end than the front end.
Oh yeah.
After you've learned it and
Yeah.
Yeah, you're so worried about staying alive. It's hard to even figure out what's going on sometimes. But I know I can speak for Mr. Monkey because we've talked about it. It's just the discovery of something new and, trying to figure things out that have never been figured out before. Yeah. That's the joy of it.
It's just perspective.
It is.
Yeah. That's all.
Yep.
Thanks, Frostbite. And, I see you out there. I see you out there, Miner. I see you had a question. We'll get to yours next week, man. And I know Scumdeath had a bunch of questions as well. So, hey, if we didn't get to your question this week, hey, we'll try better next time. And we'll always be here next week. So hang in there. All right. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Admiral Nips from Potato Thumbs Podcast. You're listening to Guardian Downcast. And while your state sucks, you're still probably a pretty decent person.
All right. A few announcements, a little housekeeping before we go tonight. Thanks for listening, guys. We appreciate you hanging in there with us. Always our diehard listeners always make it to the end of the show, right where we talk about now. We have our question of the month for March. And our question was whether you like the campaign or not. What would you like to have seen in the new Lightfall expansion? You will need your answers by Thursday, March 30th. And on the first episode of April, I believe that's 193. Hazel and I will play the answers from our speak pipes and include our answers from the Discord. You can send us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/Guardian Downcast, or you can enter your answers in our question for the month channel in our Discord, and put them in there and we'll pin them. We'll have links to all that in our Discord or in our show notes down below. We're going to have another drawing for a $25 Amazon gift card, but our speak pipe answers will be entered into an additional drawing for podcast merch, which you can get, by the way, at designedbyhumans.com. Search for Guardian Downcast. Our store is in there. All kinds of different things. And I want to give a shout out. We have two new Patreon shout outs to announce this week. We have two new fist bump patrons. That would be Nico, aka Jersey. Welcome. And UK Amityville. I haven't seen him in a while. That's pretty cool. Thank you, sir. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I want to give a shout out to our Dungeon Champion patrons. That would be Scoot, Oh Hey Redneck, Technical, Toll the Bell, Sauced Waffle, Raphael, and of course our OG Raid Boss patrons. That would be Jealous, Frostbite, Average D2 Player, and now Theory. Thank you, gentlemen, for giving back to our community. Quick thank you to all our patrons out there. You know who you are. Kingsley, giving back to our show and community has really been great. Hazel and I, again, thank you very much. Because of our patrons, you can enjoy our podcast commercial free. No, Landscape 3.0 shavers. So yeah, we won't get into that.
Manscape, you mean?
Yeah. The lawnmower. Was it called the lawnmower?
Manscape.
Is it the lawnmower 3.0? That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you all. Thank you.
We appreciate it, guys. If you do find some value from our little show here and you want to give back to our community, check out patreon.com/support Guardian Downcast. We have a special lounge where everyone hangs out that is a patron, and you get some special roles and stuff in the Discord. And of course, our special Patreon episodes, which one should be coming out very soon. So check for that. We have RSS feeds. You can go, have it delivered right to your podcast app of choice. So thank you very much, guys. Kingsleymac, thanks for coming on tonight, man. It's always a good time when you come on the show.
So much.
We was getting some good conversations with you, man. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. That's a wrap, guys. Another episode in our collection. If you, for our listeners out there, if you want to tune in and check out our back episodes, we have 190 with interviews from gamers all over our community. So take a look at those. And if you like what you hear, tell a friend about us. Hit that share button. Well, Mr. Kingsleymac, where can people find your great podcasts and maybe you on the Twittersville? Is that what they call it?
Yeah,
Twittersville?
I do that a little bit.
Yeah.
Twitter.
I'm fading.
Never heard Twittersville yet, but yeah. Yeah, Twitter's dying a little bit, but I still have an account. But more importantly, no matter where you look for me, and if I do go to something else, I am pretty much always going to be Kingsleymac. That's also why I picked the name, because no one had it anywhere, so I can always get that username.
Nice. So
in the Discords, on Twitter, maybe even on Facebook. I don't know. Look for me all the places if you want. And more importantly, you can find out information about our show. Definitely check out our website. It's really cool. My wife is a high-end graphic designer, and she helped us redesign it about 6 months back, and it can give you all the information on our show, where to find us, information about the hosts, our Discord, and more at theguardianhub.com.
The best hub.
The best hub on the net.
On the net.
Oh, man. You should
have told me you were going to do it.
You should have kept going.
That's awesome.
I didn't want to talk over you.
No, it was perfect. It was like we timed it.
All right, here, we'll do it together. Ready? I'll edit this. Ready? 3, 2, 1. The best hub.
The best hub
on the net. There we go.
That wasn't any better.
Fucking.
We'll figure it out. We're on a time delay. That's the problem. We're like a second behind each other.
What are you talking about?
The best hub
that's all, folks. Yeah. Hazel, thanks, Kingsley. Appreciate you, buddy. All right, Hazel, where can people find you, sir?
All right, quick and easy. Hazel NT at all the places.
You can find me on Twitter at Todd the Gator. That's 2 D's, GATR. I also have a YouTube channel spelled the very same way, where I make videos for new and returning Guardians out there about this game we love. I also put the shorts out from little clips of this podcast that you might listen to every week. And also do an audio podcast of my videos. It's an audio version of it called the Destiny Help Desk. So check that out. And, remember that this episode right here that you're listening to posts to that very YouTube channel if you want to listen to it on YouTube. All right. Before we go, we have another Scum Death's Corner, and I have not listened to this, guys. So your guess is as good as mine as far as what good old Uncle Scum Death's going to talk about this week. So Uncle Scum Death, what is going on in the UK today, brother?
Hello, and welcome to Scum Death's Corner. Guess what day it is? It's Thursday. And guess what I'm doing?
Band practice.
I'm walking home from band practice. I've just sat on a wall because I've walked a little bit quick. But, hey, guess what? It's Thursday night, and Friday, tomorrow morning at 12 o'clock tomorrow dinner time, I shall be dropping my missus to work. And then she is off to a place in North Devon called Barnstable with her, she's a carer for, sort of 20-year-old disabled people. So she's off to Barnstable tomorrow. And they're all going to like a adventure weekend. So it's all abseiling and, zip wires and all that, rock climbing, all that type of thing. And it's all sort of, this place is built for sort of wheelchairs and stuff like that. So she's going to have a really good time. But guess what? She's away from Friday to Monday. I've got to go and pick her up on Monday. And just so happens that my brother, who lives 1 minute 42 seconds walk away from my house, it's his birthday weekend. So my missus is away, and it's my brother's birthday weekend. Tell you what, Uncle Scum Death's gonna have a right nobble this weekend. Tell you what, it's gonna be awesome. Shame she can't attend, but what have we got planned? I don't know. You start with a couple of drinks, and then after them couple of drinks, you might have a couple of drinks. It's coming around to play some darts, so we'll have some darts, probably with a couple of drinks, and then we might end the weekend with a couple of drinks. So, tell you what, that's well happy. I'm nearly home now, so I'll go to bed, and then wake up, drop her into work, and then I'll see her on Monday. Ooh, tell you what, probably might be too hungover to listen to the episode on Monday, so I might have to listen to it on Tuesday. So yeah, I've just stood on a snail. That's a nightmare. Anyway, fucking help me there, brothers and sisters. You might hear from me. If I manage to get on, I'll probably be a bit pissed, but that's the usual, isn't it? Anyway, so love you all. Goodbye.
I've never heard him so happy. He's like skipping in while he's walking. You can see it. That's crazy. Well, have fun, Uncle Scumdeath. Hey, everyone. Definitely. Remember, as you play this season of Defiance, take some breaks, get outside, touch some grass, right, Hades? Continue to be safe, everybody, and more importantly, take care of one another. Life's too damn short.
The Traveler. Gone. Should I feel humbled by this sacrifice? Relieved that it can't grant any more of our enemies the light? Lost? Without a God in whom I can place my trust? But what consumes me in this moment is the human loss. We've watched so many die for this war. And yet, those losses have given us insight and common bonds. We stand alongside more allies than ever before. Humans, Awoken, Elixni, even the Cabal. When I came to the last city, I looked up to the heavens for the hope the Traveler gave us.
Thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian.
Get toddled.
Bye.
Hey, thanks, man. That was fun tonight. That's a good night. Yeah. That was a good night. I know it went long. It went long.
We still went long, but it was, don't worry, on my side, I enjoyed it. So
thanks, man. Well, yeah, it'll be out Monday. So appreciate it, guys.
Ooh la la.
And yeah, I'm going to get
fun with your beer.
Yeah, man. Thanks for that. That was pretty cool. Yeah. That freaked me out a little bit. I was like, what do you mean someone's at the door? That's crazy, man. That is so crazy.
You gotta put like gunshot sounds in the background.
Oh my God, yeah. Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Are you pissing on the hood of my car?
Uh-oh. Don't do that.
The delivery person away. I'm like, did you get your delivery? He's like, no, I yelled at him, get off my lawn.
No, my 4K cameras will pick you up. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I'll end it on rest in peace, Mr. Lance Reddick.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've touched ass before while I was gaming.
Did you touch it? No, touch grass, not ass. No, that's what Hazel does.
Touch ass?
Oh, God.
What, touching my own ass?
I give up.